way to the basket. Lay it up and in, counted and one.
KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Washington Commanders and wide receiver Terry McLaurin reached agreement today on a 3-year contract extension. It's worth up to $96 million and will end his hold-in and get him in uniform for the regular season opener against the Giants. Deal also includes a $30 million signing bonus. Cincinnati Bengals and defensive end Trey Hendrickson have reportedly resumed talks on their contract extension. All quiet with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness. It's a Monday after a weekend in Vegas, which means bear with us, please.
What do you mean, bear with us? And it was more than a weekend. That's the problem. We've been there since Wednesday.
Since Wednesday, for goodness sake. Happy to be home. Happy to be back in studio. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. That's Jason Minix. And I will say maybe the word dragging a little today, but I'll make it. I'm good.
Oh, come on, man. You're dragging your money bags back. You even put on a green shirt today just to kind of subliminally tell people you had a kick-ass weekend in Las Vegas.
It wasn't bad, I'll tell you that, money-wise.
And let's be honest, it was your wife.
Party-wise,
yeah.
I contributed
You
some.
did, but your wife,
some.
Holy cow.
She did. She had a good weekend, so it's good to be back, though. You know, Vegas is great. It really is. I love it. There's no place like it. But when it's time to come home, it's time to come home.
Except for when you get to the airport, when your flight's on time, and then as soon as you get to the airport, you get the delay notification, and then the next delay notification, and then the next delay notification. And let's just say the airport bar took a big chunk out of Reinagel's winnings.
Well, they did. It was, I mean, what else are you going to do, right? I mean, what else are you going to do while you're waiting 2-hour delay for a plane? So it was fun. I tell you what, with all the people that were there going back here to San Antonio, it was kind of a little party yesterday at the airport.
Not kinda. not. I think I looked over and said to Joanna, my wife, I don't even know if we were like in the air yet long enough where they tell you can put your tray table down. And Joanna nudged me, looked at you, and you were just crashed.
I was out,
dude.
dude.
You sat down and fell right asleep.
I was out. And what was weird about that, when I woke up, I felt great. It was good. And we were probably, an hour in, 45 minutes into the flight. My seatbelt wasn't on. I mean, the flight attendants didn't. I mean, nobody woke me up to do that, or if they tried, I didn't know about it.
You got up and peed and don't remember and didn't buckle up. Ah, man, it was good times for sure. We'll announce soon, but Cowboys Raiders in Vegas plan for a November Blitz trip, my friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Going to be good. I'm happy to be back, and again, thanks to Circa. I tell you what, they take really good care of us at Circa Las Vegas. So props to them, and again, thanks for a great time.
And if you've never stayed there, like we met some people on the at the airport because we were all waiting, and there was one guy, Dr. Wood from Vision Source, and they were there for they knew we were obviously there. This guy actually brought up Bobby Junk. If you longtime listeners might remember Bobby Junk. But they knew we were out there, but they were going to the Backstreet Boys over at the Sphere. And they'd been at some conference in, I think, South Carolina, flew to Vegas for one day, and then we're trying to get home. And, of course, you know, with our flight delays, it was, 11:30 before we finally got home, which kind of sucked because we should have been home at 7.
Yeah, we should have been, but the delay was the delay. You mentioned the Backstreet Boys. I don't know how many T-shirts I saw while we're in Vegas of the Backstreet. So a lot of people just coming in for that concert.
Well, I mean, I know it's not your thing. It's my thing to fly to a city to go to a show.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do, but when you think of what's at the Sphere, and I've got zero desire to see the Backstreet Boys, although I think all of our wives, after seeing all those T-shirts, were thinking how much fun that would be. But Dr. Wood showed some videos of, holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I could care less about the Backstreet Boys, but the production in the sphere of that looked incredible.
I'm sure it was. Everybody I talked to, I would even stop some of these people and say, hey, how was the show? Oh, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. So it's Vegas. You know, typically, unless your name is Paul McCartney, the shows are going to be fantastic.
And Paul McCartney is going to be fantastic when he's playing in the Alamo Dome. I think the Eagles still have a couple of shows there. And if the rumors are true that Metallica is going to play at the Sphere next year, just here, take more of my money.
Wow.
I can't imagine what a Metallica show would be like in the Sphere.
I would imagine any show in the Sphere is going to be pretty good. I would imagine. And if it's your favorite band, then you're going to enjoy it that much more. But it just, again, Las Vegas is a place that is just like no other. You can go to, other casinos that you like in other states, and that's fine if that's what you do. But I tell you, there's nothing like Las Vegas.
And I will say, because I see on our YouTube chat, and you can go watch and chat there on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, Justin Guerrero says he was just looking up flights for Vegas for the Cowboys game yesterday. Round trip, 171.
Wow.
Holy cow,
wow,
seriously?
Round trip. Holy cow.
Now, I don't know if that's Spirit, Frontier, Pigeon. I will say, book your flights if you can find a deal.
Yeah.
The promo code for the room discount at Circa, not yet available for that. But when it is, you can book your room then. And if you're not staying at Circa and you want to go over to the D, like I had my daughter and her friend McKenna, they were at the D. And when I went over and checked in the room, we went and checked out those rooms. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, half the price of Circa. And you get if you're at the D, you can go to Circa and get everything like the pool access and all that stuff because they're sister resorts. So hell, go for it. And quite honestly, on this trip, I won more money at the D than I did at Circa. Now, time is in Vegas, you don't pay attention to
Not
it.
at all.
But at one point Saturday, now my daughter's birthday is this Thursday, but we were celebrating this weekend. And we had a really good run at the blackjack table there at Circa. And I don't know, at one point my wife is like, all right, I'm going to bed. And we walked down to the D because I thought the girls were going to go to bed. And we ended up playing free bet, which I hate, but man, I won. Free bet at the D, and then roulette and some other things. Then I'm walking back. It's 4:15 in the morning, and Fremont was empty. I took a picture and posted it.
Really?
I mean, there were a couple of people in the people cleaning the floors, the street cleaners. It's weird when you see Vegas that empty. When you walk out of the casino and it's not crowded.
Well, especially Fremont Street,
Yes.
because it's always crowded.
Yeah, it was a little eerie to be honest.
I can imagine.
A little eerie.
I'll be honest with you. That was my first time in the D. We went. There was a media party over there that the fine folks at Circa threw, and it's a great place. It really is a good place.
Yeah, no, it's good bars over there. Great steakhouse over there. A good breakfast spot.
Yeah.
Bacon something. I don't know. Dude, it's just a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Nothing like it at all. But it is good to be back. It is good that you guys are back with us as well. And we appreciate you joining us on this Monday. And what I love about preseason football is over.
Yes.
That means it is time for the real thing. But first, before we get there, we're seeing it today, a lot of cuts being made. The Cowboys made a few, including Lyle Collins, but you kind of knew that.
Yep.
He was just in as a body and kind of a mentor, if you will. The good news is, though, both Trayvon Diggs and Tyler Guyton out on the practice field today.
And both are still iffy for week one against Philly, but that is incredible news. And, you know, we're close to the regular season in the NFL, and we'll get lots of Cowboys to get into, including Micah Parsons. But it's also game week in college football. Now, we got a little taste of some college football over the weekend. Not a great national TV showing for UIW, but that Kansas State-Iowa State game, I was down at the pool at Circa, and it was incredible. Yeah, that was an incredible game.
I was really surprised by UIW. I mean, they just got their butts handed to them. They did. There's no other way to describe it.
Their first drive was great and settled for a field goal.
Yeah.
And then they didn't do squat.
Nothing.
And quite honestly, the UIW defense kept them in there. Torres threw that pick six for a long time. That was the only touchdown for Nichols.
Yeah.
But not a great showing for UIW on national TV, but game week is here. Longhorns and Ohio State. We'll talk about it. A&M against UTSA. In fact, Jeff Traylor will join us at 4:35 this afternoon to kick off his weekly visits with us during the season.
Looking forward to talking with Coach Traylor, as always. That'll be fun. We just got our good friend Bob Ballew's going to be back with us starting on Wednesday, and then Andrew Monaco as well. And so it is football season when you hear all of those names and a lineup for the show here on the Blitz. Dude, I'm going to tell you, when we come back, though, a lot of news over the weekend. Cowboys look good. We'll talk about the preseason game. Joe Milton finally showed up and played a decent ball game. But Micah Parsons causing a stir and some controversy by laying on the trainer's table. Not a good look for Micah. I don't care how you want to spin that. Not a good look.
We'll spin it.
All right. Well, you'll spin it. I'll tell the truth. We'll do all of that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects in my home through the years. Added extra outlets in the garage. They put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
The Morning Huddle.
And I thought I did some pretty good video. I was kind of proud of what I did. And then I watched the spot this morning that's floating around the socials. And that's not the video I shot.
So what'd they do? They did another one after you left?
I might not have recorded anything now that I think about it. I thought I had done it, and I thought it looked pretty good. And then I watched the thing, and I thought, that's not what I did.
Did you hit record?
So, I don't know.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy one pair of shoes, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, college impact, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero College Football Post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Today on the Morning Huddle, college football season is upon us. Rob and I are going to take a deep dive into the college football season ahead.
I know who's winning, and they're coming from the SEC. In other news, of course, it's cut down day. We're following Dallas Cowboy cuts all day long. Make sure you get here early. There will be a lot to talk about. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Keep the afternoons rocking, that's for sure. 2 to 6, Monday through Friday. The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe, he's Jason, and fresh off a nice, relaxing vacation to Las Vegas.
It was work, sir. Work.
Of course, for 2 days. And then for 2 others, well.
That's how it goes. And then we get back. It's Monday. This Friday, we kick off our Quarter Moon High School game of the week. Brennan, Reagan, Friday night. Great way to kick off the high school football broadcast schedule for us.
No doubt about it. It'll be a good game to kick off the season with. Looking forward to that. Heading out to the stadium and doing the show from there.
Frito Pie Fridays are back.
Uh-oh, they are. They are. Has Heroes gotten their act together?
We'll find out Friday.
All right.
And our first 2 games are there because we got Reagan Brennan to kick things off, and then next Friday it's Johnson against Piper. I mean, and it might be the only time this season that Heroes Stadium is atop the leaderboard in the Frito Pie rankings because we haven't been ananywhere else.
No, that's true.
Hopefully they've upgraded their game, and it makes no sense to me that the Frito Pie at Heroes is that the Comalander one, both NEISD, Comalander far superior to what they serve up at Heroes.
Well, that's interesting. They need to get their act together. Maybe it's a new booster club doing it this year.
I'm not sure. I mean,
I don't know how that works.
I don't either. I know booster clubs work the concession stand, but I think somebody that works for the school district orders everything.
Time to invest in that Wolf brand.
And, well, I don't know about Wolf brand, but all I know is all of them need to pay attention to what they do at Alamo Heights or Southwest. Go to Dragon Stadium because Dragon Stadium, they might have the best. Now, the end of the year party with Harlandale McCollum, that's on another level. But
well, Alamo Heights has got to be Wagyu chili, doesn't it?
I mean, maybe.
You know, those high-end cows.
I mean, we got Reagan. right? It is Reagan, and then the following week it's Johnson and Piper. They should up their chili game.
They need to do that, and hopefully they will. But Minix will let you know what the chili situation is, Frito pie situation is for sure. The game Saturday night, Cowboys obviously looked a lot better. Final preseason game. The guy that I was in. I don't know if impressed is the right word, but
that's the right word.
Happy to see that he finally learned how to throw a football and complete it. Joe Milton. It was interesting. What was he, 10 of 18 or something like that? I don't know.
He started the game well, and he looked comfortable. You could see improvements in his game and, more importantly, his decision-making. Now, I don't know who on the other side was out there that was worth anything, but when you're throwing, it doesn't matter, right? Because your receivers have to run the right routes and you have to make the right decisions, whether they're completed or not. Is it catchable? That's how you judge a quarterback in the preseason. You know, like everybody's all over, well, Shedeur didn't have a chance. I mean, you know, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen blocking for Shedeur the other night when he got sacked 5 times, 4 of those guys already got cut.
Yeah, exactly right.
I mean, did he have a fair chance? You could make that argument. Joe Milton looked the part. That's what you're looking for. You know, the question is, did he look good enough? Has he done enough to be QB2 against Philadelphia?
Yes.
I just try to get better day by day, man. Whenever my name is called, I'll be ready. That's all I know.
No, he will be because, look, he was going to be the backup anyway. I mean, he would have had to have completely fallen on his face because, look, Will Grier, he's stuck around a while, but he just doesn't seem to get it. I always had high hopes for that guy too, but he just doesn't seem to have whatever it is he needs to have to be a number 2 or anything else in the NFL, although he's probably going to stay on the practice squad and hang around.
And, again, it comes down to trust and comfort. If something were to happen to Dak Prescott, do you trust Joe Milton enough to go in there and do the job? I think you can trust Will Grier enough. They gave Joe Milton every opportunity to win the backup job, which kind of sucks for Will Grier. I don't know if he had a fair shot or not, you know, but it's all depending on Milton. But I don't know that you could hide him on the practice squad. Then there's other quarterbacks that become available. You know, could Quinn Ewers become available in Miami? Could that be another developmental guy? With what we saw this preseason, the answer would be hell no. But you go back to your pre-draft evaluations, and what did you think of that guy coming out? Let's go back to what Jerry said when he made the trade for Joe Milton. They loved the guy coming out of Tennessee. They weren't going to pick him high. But they were able to go get him because of their pre-draft evaluations.
Well, it looks like Quinn Ewers is going to be the third guy there because Zach Wilson seems to have submitted the backup job there behind Tua. So, yeah, Quinn could be available if the Cowboys wanted to do that and have another guy. I read a story this morning that said that could be an interesting prospect for the Dallas Cowboys should they decide to go that way. So we'll wait and see on that. And I look at this, and as I'm watching the game the other night, and granted, I'm not all into the football game Saturday night. I'll full transparency.
Vegas.
But I did have an eye on it. Deuce Vaughn, he got 10 carries in this game. 42 yards. So was that like a Deuce, we're going to let you play, buddy, because, well, you're gone. He hasn't been cut yet, which I'm surprised. But
well, and I think part of that, Jaden Blue looked really good until he got hurt again.
Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, again, I think, we'll take a look at it. I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't think it's going to be anything too bad. Up and down, had some good runs. They were doing a nice job with some of the things that we got. We had a screen that was, I thought had a chance for some more. But you see the talent. You see the acceleration. Wish we could have got him a little bit more. But you're obviously going to be cautious in a situation like this in the last preseason game.
It'll be interesting to see if he's available for game 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. It doesn't sound like it's anything serious, but this is 2 injuries, in a relatively short amount of time, which is a little bit concerning.
Yeah, although they're weird injuries that happen. I mean, you can't help a turned ankle, right? So it will be interesting to see the depth chart, how he does, how he will do against a real first-team offensive line. I was just happy to see, and I'm like you. We were in Vegas. The game was on, but distractions were all around.
All over the place.
But I did watch the first quarter pretty intently, just bar TV, but no sound. And I really liked that the Cowboys looked more like an organized, competitive football team. And if anything, you're going to take away, because they didn't look that way in the first two games. They were so bad. For them to drive down, get a couple of touchdowns, look like they could move the ball, look like they could stop somebody. Hell, they look like a football team. Overall, to wrap up the preseason, that seems to be a confident group going in.
I was pleased with the way we played. I think played physical, I thought, throughout most of the night. I thought that goal line stand at the end was awesome. So excited for those guys. Some guys jumped out on that drive. Justin Barron was awesome. Elijah Clark did some good things. Again, you guys know, I've said it all along. Nothing changes. This is about evaluation. I thought we started really fast. I thought that was great to see. And but again, the biggest thing for us is I think we had some guys show how much they want to be here, and they fought for it, and the film will tell us a little bit more tomorrow. But very competitive, very physical. Certainly things to clean up, like in any game, the penalties and things like that. But overall, I'm pleased with the performance and the fact that these guys got a victory.
Well, and he got his first victory, although I don't know if that counts on the record or not, preseason games. But at least it is a win for Shotty, his first as a head coach. So he can celebrate that.
Yeah, well, and he mentioned the physicality, and they did look like a good physical team. That goal line stand was impressive, even though all those guys are getting their resumes together because they're not going to make the team. But they had their moments, and the fact that Schottenheimer said their names in a press conference, because chances of them making the team aren't there late in the fourth quarter, but you could see the want to, you could see the physicality, and that's something that he's talked a lot about, but we've questioned it. They didn't look like a physical team. There were a lot of missed tackles in the first two preseason games. And so just from our naked eyes, not going and looking at film or not the effort in the physical play was clear and obvious, and the improvement from the first two games to the third. Does Atlanta have a lot to do with that? Of course they do. But it doesn't matter who you're playing if the effort is there. And you could see the effort and the improvement in that third preseason game, which should have you feeling a little bit better going into the regular season opener next Thursday.
Well, I'm not sure that I would read it that way. You got a bunch of guys out there that are fighting for jobs. So if they're not playing hard, then they're going to get cut for sure. But the lack of starters, I'm not sure exactly what that says to anything. I mean, Atlanta was 0-3 in the preseason, which doesn't mean anything because I've seen 0-3 teams come out and play really well, and they're supposed to. But Easton Stick was the quarterback, and Ben Denucci, who's already been cut.
Yeah. Well, Ben knew he was going to get cut when he got on the plane to go to Atlanta. And he might have had his best performance was on Twitter, after. We'll get into it. But again, though, the idea of them looking like a real organized football team versus what we had seen in the first two games, it's hard to judge anything when your starters aren't playing, except for if those guys are getting coached up and showing improvement, don't you expect the starters to be coached up and showing the same improvement? Now, Schottenheimer can say that he's fine with starters not playing in the preseason. I disagree with him, but he's the head coach.
Yeah, again, Tim, I think, a lot of it is the information is gathered through practice. We show a lot in practice. We don't show a lot in preseason. I've made reference to the 7-iron. It was a 7-iron and 8-iron tonight. But I do think that, we have a good identity of what we're going to be and understand kind of with our players how the scheme fits what we're doing and how we're going to marry things up. That's a huge part of it, Tim, is how you marry your runs and your action passes and things like that. And I think we have a really good feel for that. But in today's day and age, you don't need to necessarily show things. And again, I've talked about it before. It's a philosophy. A lot of guys want to play their guys, and that's fine. But again, I'd like to be in a controlled environment, going against our defense and having them go against us and not showing the world kind of who we're going to be.
I suppose Patrick Mahomes played 3 series in the final preseason games, and I think he's got 3 Super Bowls. So I don't know. I don't agree with it. I really don't. I think at least to some extent in one of those games, Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, these guys should have played a couple of series. And he's talking about marrying things up. How are you going to know? I mean, you're going to be in practice, but you're calling plays. Are you sure you're going to be married up? And it's not exactly a cupcake you're going to be going against opening night.
It's so, I so disagree with the philosophy, especially with a first-time head coach that's also calling the plays. Now, if this were Schottenheimer's second year, third year, sure, you guys have done it. But when you haven't done it before, and you go back to everything that Mike McCarthy talked about after they let Kellen Moore go, Dak's got to get used to hearing my Pittsburgh accent and whatever abbreviations and code words they use because those play names are so damn long, to be able to call it in a timely manner. For Schottenheimer, who hasn't called plays in a couple of years, to just get into that rhythm again with this starting quarterback. When he talks about it's different when you're calling plays for Joe Milton than Will Grier, well, isn't it going to be different for Dak Prescott? Doesn't that have to be practiced in a live fire situation? There are certain things I don't think you can get done on the practice field, because on the practice field, let's face it, nobody is getting near Dak Prescott. So you might be going up-tempo, almost full speed, but you've got the ability to slow things down. It's not like, all right, Dak got sacked, they set the ball, play clock is going, and he's gathering himself and burning 8 seconds while you're calling the play in. That doesn't happen in practice. You cannot replicate that in practice.
No, you can't. It's not even close, and it's not even the same thing. But look, it is his philosophy. I'll go to Cincinnati. That was their philosophy until they got off to slow starts for 3 years in a row. And then all of a sudden that changed, and you see the starters out there playing in preseason games. I just think I don't know. If I was a coach, my guys would be playing at least a little bit. And I know there's always the risk of getting hurt, but hell, guys get hurt on the practice field.
Yep.
So I just think I don't know who says it, but some of the smartest guys in the world, the only way you get better at football is to play football.
Not practice it?
Not practice it.
You got to play.
You got to play.
You got to play.
I mean, it's like golf, isn't it? I look like a pro on the driving range. Get out on the course, and I look like a hacker.
I met one of your golf buddies in Las Vegas.
You did?
I did. And he seemed to think that your golf bragging is a little far-fetched.
Well, what does he know?
I
Have
mean,
you seen him play?
I haven't. I haven't. But he was like, yeah, I need to get your number so I can call BS on Reinagel when he's out there talking about his great golf game.
I mean, I haven't played with that guy in a while, so he hasn't seen the improvement. Did I mention the fact that I beat Pledge by 4 shots the last time we went out?
Well, and Pledge said he had a bad day.
Whatever.
No, you did play well that day. I
did.
I'm just saying that,
I know the guy you're talking about, and anytime he wants to, pull out his wallet, I'm in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
He knows my number.
Uh-huh. He's got mine now, too. Actually, he doesn't.
I
told him, if you need to call BS on Reinagel, just let me know.
Anytime he wants to tee it up, I'm right here. I'm here, ready and waiting, no doubt. You know who else is ready and waiting? I hope Micah Parsons. He should be well rested after he took a nap during the game the other night.
Here we go.
My gosh, what's wrong with him? We'll talk about Micah Parsons. There's an article today in Pro Football Talk that says this situation could get uglier than it is right now. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone,
They're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose.
Enjoying the day and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Kinetico water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Kinetico of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at KineticoSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961. The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 200 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com/power. That's GoFundMe.com/power to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com/POWER. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
I wonder what kind of pain Micah Parsons has in his back. Think that back injury's pretty serious? I mean, he couldn't even stand up for the game. He had to lay down. It was so bad.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stretch out.
Uh-huh.
It was not a good look. I was all ready to crucify Micah Parsons for that until I saw WFAA TV's Mike Leslie tweet out. In the interest of clarity and fairness, Micah Parsons was not laying on the training table all night. In fact, that was only a relatively short portion of the evening, whatever that means. Then Micah actually saw the tweet, and he quote tweeted the Mike Leslie tweet and said, "I actually appreciate this. The way media shapes perception and narratives is wild. And if he hadn't said anything, everyone would have just run with it. I'd never disrespect the guys out there fighting for their lives." I appreciate the tweet from Micah Parsons. I don't know why he laid down on the table. None of us really know how long he laid on the table because from what I could tell from the Dallas beat writers, Mike Leslie's the only one that tweeted out he wasn't there very long. Everybody was tweeting photos of, look at him laying down. He's taking a nap. He's sleeping. He's as bored as you are watching. I have no idea, but I do appreciate just the line, I'd never disrespect the guys out there fighting for their lives.
So just for a little bit, he disrespected him. When you lay down for a little bit, that's not disrespect him. I was only there for a little while. That's not disrespect.
Well, was it during a TV timeout?
It doesn't matter when it was because all eyes are on that guy.
Yep.
And he can't be a donkey like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, that was a bad look for Micah Parsons. He just looks like a selfish child sometimes.
He does. And quite honestly, I don't know that there's anything he can do right now that would be right or wrong. Because I saw people roasting him for walking in, eating nachos, not wearing his jersey. He's in a dispute. He's not happy. But he's under contract. Laying down, like I said, I was ready to crucify him. Do I agree with what he did laying down like that, even for a second? No. Now, if a trainer had been there, if he looked like he was stretching out his back or doing something, it looked like he was bored and just laid down. Yeah.
It's hard to take up for him, and I don't care what the situation is. It's very difficult to do that. Look, I'm sorry he's upset. He's pouting because he's not getting the extension that he thought he was supposed to get because he's the great Micah Parsons. It's not happening. And from the way it looks, I'm not sure anymore that it will happen.
It's still the 25th.
Dude, the way Jerry talks, I'm not sure of anything anymore.
Well, and this one is so different, but this Netflix documentary on Jerry Jones, the idea that Jerry will go on Michael Irvin's podcast, say those things, and then the Michael Irvin episode and everything that he went through, and Jerry saying we're a friend for life, and I've got your back, he's got my back. That part of the documentary was pretty incredible. And everything that either Troy or Emmett or Michael, all of them, Barry Switzer, the way they all talk about Jerry and his relationships and the loyalty aspect of it. They all had their issues with Jerry at some point, and Micah has that right now. Will they come around? So when you hear they're heading for a divorce, they're never going to get this worked out, it's gotten too personal. Jerry Jones just has the ability to somehow mend the fences after the business part is done, separating the business side from the personal side. And when you're on the business side of things, we can be at odds and we can be at war. Mm-hmm. But once we get that taken care of, we can go back to being friends again. The loyalty part, if Jerry truly thought he had a deal done and they don't have it done yet, the loyalty part pisses off Jerry. That Green Bay loss, clearly the worst loss Jerry's ever dealt with, right? He talked about it. And then how did he treat the team the following year? He didn't do anything to really help him out.
Not
right?
a damn thing.
And so when you look at this situation, it's not the regular season yet. Will Jerry budge? Because Jerry can certainly hold a grudge. We've seen that, and we know that, especially if he felt like he did everything he could and the loyalty part, right? Make him play like he did Dak. Come back around, the money's still going to be there.
I think that's exactly what Jerry's going to do. Mm-hmm. He's going to see if Micah's going to suit up and play against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, then that's when things, I think, will get ugly. Because somebody on our YouTube page already mentioned number 2. And the situation is very similar. If Micah decides to push it like that, faking a back injury when the doctors say you're just fine, the MRI says you're just fine. According to Brian Schottenheimer, it was pretty clean. Those are his words. Mm-hmm. So at some point in time, you either have to play or you're going to have to pay the consequences. And again, Troy Aikman and everybody else can say, well, the only leverage Micah has is they can't win without him. That may be the fact, but that's the only leverage he's got. Jerry holds every other card that there is to play in this particular situation.
And the other part, when you're thinking about the amount of guaranteed money for Jerry Jones to write that check, they might not be able to win without him, but is this roster good enough to win a Super Bowl with them? Now, at Jerry's age, and how many years does he have left? The fact that in one of the Netflix episodes towards the end, either 9 or 10, Steven gets a little choked up talking about it. Charlotte, all of them do, because they know they get them next year. They're running out of years to say that for Jerry to go win another Super Bowl. But even then, before Jerry commits that kind of money, does he think he has a Super Bowl caliber roster with Micah Parsons signed? It's actually cheaper for Jerry to pay him on the tag next year, even though there's some cap implications by doing that. So I think Jerry made the offer. According to Jerry, it's not done yet. He can play hardball too.
Yeah, he can.
He can play hardball too.
I just think Jerry knows he holds all the cards in this situation. And I think Jerry thinks, now, again, and I've said this before, Micah Parsons is a great player. But one player is not going to make your team a Super Bowl champion or not. And Jerry has gone out and done his job, added a George Pickens. They've got some players. And I think Jerry does think that this is a Super Bowl contender, with or without Micah Parsons. And I just don't think at this point in time Jerry's going to sign him. I think he wants to have Micah put his money where his mouth is. Game 1 against Philly. Are you going to suit up or are you going to play? And then if you do, maybe then we'll talk.
The other part is the locker room. How are guys in the locker room responding to what's going on? And that is a part of it. They're all professionals. Mm-hmm. I get that. But the locker room is a big part of it. Mike Tannenbaum, former GM, Mr. Front office guy for ESPN, talked about what Parsons was doing on the table.
What I would tell Micah, look, if you're going to be there, your audience is the 31 other teams, and comport yourself accordingly. You're a great teammate by all accounts. Show that. Laying on the medical table, that doesn't serve anybody. And, there's a great expression that, wins and losses is a trailing indicator of a new culture that's being established by a head coach. I've worked with Brian Schottenheimer. I'm friends with him for years. I know what he stands for, and I'm sure he's talked to Micah behind closed doors, because if I'm Brian Schottenheimer, I want to have certain standards about how our players comport one another. I think that's inconsistent with what he wants, and I'm sure that he's had those conversations.
That's interesting, and I agree completely with him. And if you're not trying to be on the Dallas Cowboys and you truly want to be traded, what are those other 31 teams? I mean, if you think you're bringing in a problem, then you have to not only bring in a problem but pay him, $200 million. Then I'm not interested.
It's interesting when you look at guys that were great players, were out there welcome, and ended up somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Owens is an example of that. As great as he was as a football player, he wore out his welcome in a couple of places. But if a team thinks you can help them win, they're going to overlook all kinds of stuff. And for Mike to say it that way, look, 31 other teams are evaluating everything.
Uh-huh.
And you look at something that Washington does during their draft. They take all the dudes out to Topgolf to see how they interact with each other. What kind of teammate are you going to be? Which is why I come back to, I appreciate Micah's tweet. I wouldn't disrespect those guys that way, even though you did, but for very long. So I don't know if he had to stretch out his back, get away from everybody so he could fart. Who knows, right? But not a good look at all. I was ready to destroy him until I saw his tweet and went, all right, how long was it? Because nobody's actually reported how long he laid down. He shouldn't have done it at all, but it's not like he was there for 3 quarters.
Well, I don't care if he was there for 3 minutes. The look is horrible, and you should crucify him because, look, Micah Parsons, and from everything we heard at training camp, this is all starting to make sense to me. I mean, the way it sounded to us from the people we talked to in Oxnard, Micah Parsons has not been a good teammate.
Nope.
And all of a sudden he's changed his tune because that's what Jerry demanded if he wants to get paid the money that he is going to command from one of these teams. And the question is, and if you're Jerry Jones, you have to think about this. Yeah, you're doing everything right now because you want to get paid. What happens after I write that check? Are you still going to be that guy? And I don't think Jerry knows the answer to that. I don't think anybody else does either.
But it does give Jerry pause on writing that check.
Absolutely.
The urgency for Micah to get paid is with the media and the fans, not with Jerry. Micah probably would like to, but doesn't sound like his agent's being overly proactive either for whatever reason. Who knows? Now, and it's not just in Dallas. It's just Dallas gets more attention than everybody else because they are the Dallas Cowboys. Terry McLaurin finally got his deal done with Washington. Why? All right, it's time. 2 weeks before the opener, we got to put our game plans in. We need to know you're there. You need your ramp-up period. And Terry McLaurin finally gets his deal. I'm just surprised that after all this, Terry McLaurin, who wanted a contract similar to DK Metcalf, is nowhere near what DK Metcalf got. Now, DK's 4 years, 33 per average, 60 guaranteed. McLaurin's 3 years and 96, up to 96, but only $30 million guaranteed. And I say only, but that's half of what DK Metcalf got guaranteed.
Well, it is, and I think maybe the 3 years has something to do with that. And that may have been the compromise. Maybe Washington wants a 4-year deal. And Terry McLaurin says, no, we'll go 3.
I almost wonder if Terry probably wanted 4 because he's 31 years old. Age is the reason Washington was hesitant on guaranteeing all that money. Maybe Washington's first was 1 or 2 years, and he was able to get the third. Maybe.
Could be. I don't know. If he plays it all out, though, that is $32 million a year, and I think McLaurin's pretty happy with that. And Washington, that's huge for Washington.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think, it is huge for that team. You see, there was another guy asking for a trade, wide receiver from the Raiders. The heck was that guy? It just happened today. Well, I'll find it. Anyway, you're seeing some of this stuff starting to come out. Then you look at Trey Hendrickson, who is more along the lines of a Micah Parsons, also 31 years old, and they're talking again. But the talks from the reports that I've read are maybe just increasing his salary this year, and then he may be gone.
Because at least next year in the offseason, you could figure out what is going to be a good trade when everybody is it's going to be interesting to see what ultimately happens with Trey. And, of course, he wants the long-term deal in case he gets hurt. But, again, kind of like Micah, Trey Hendrickson was part of that Bengals defense last year, and they couldn't stop a nosebleed. So what are they, how much more do you need to invest? If that defense could do anything last year, they make the playoffs, and Joe Burrow is the MVP.
No, there's no question about it. And, again, that defense was horrible. Look, again, I'm not downplaying Micah Parsons as a good football player. He is a good football player, could be a great football player. But his attitude's got to change. I mean, it absolutely has to change. And this pouting and throwing his teammates under the bus on his podcast and all of that kind of stuff is just – I mean, I know the guy's only 25 years old. I was probably a pretty immature donkey at that time, too. However, and nobody was offering to pay me $200 million.
Oh, and again, you would have done it for $200 a week back then. I mean, it's relative, but Micah has changed his tune on the podcast, not blaming everybody but himself. He was doing everything Jerry asked of a leader after they had that meeting of, if I'm going to pay you, this is what I expect. The question becomes, can he continue to do that? And by all accounts, even though he was laying on that table during the game, which is wrong, by all accounts, in the meetings and in the walkthroughs and everything that he needs to be doing as a team leader, as a great teammate, helping guys, watching film, all that, he is doing all of that except stepping foot on the football field right now. And I think that is a good sign for when this gets worked out or when he decides he's going to come to work to be able to hit the ground running, but still has to have some sort of a ramp-up period before he can get out there and play.
You would think so. It's going to be interesting to see. Some of the cuts are coming down. This one shocks me. The Lions are moving on from Hendon Hooker. Kyle Allen has won the backup job there in Detroit. Very interesting because I was a big fan of Hendon Hooker, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. And the Chiefs are waiving Bailey Zappi. Remember Bailey Zappi and the air show he put on in the Alamo Dome?
Absolutely. Western Kentucky from South Texas.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So we'll continue to keep you updated on what cuts happen and when they happen because tomorrow is cut down day. Have you ever gotten friendly with a waitress at IHOP?
Not at IHOP.
Not at IHOP.
Not at IHOP.
But at other places.
I can't say that either.
We know there are some servers, some waitresses that are a little more friendly than others.
Well, those establishments require it.
Well, exactly right. So we found one of those.
But not at IHOP.
Well, this one is at IHOP.
IHOP.
And she's very frisky, if you know what I mean. We'll continue here on the Blitz.
I don't think she likes you, though.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles. Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A-plus service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad. I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Kinetico.
Kinetico?
Yeah.
You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Kinetico.
Not me.
Everybody knows Kinetico is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Kinetico is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh, son, you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Kinetico.
Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
KineticoSA.com. When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Washington Commanders and wide receiver Terry McLaurin reached agreement today on a 3-year contract extension worth up to $96 million. That ends his hold-in. It will get him in uniform for the regular season opener against the Giants. NBA insider Jake Fisher, he's reporting that the Spurs are interested in a possible trade for New Orleans Pelicans forward Trey Murphy III. Murphy's 25 years old, 38% shooter from the three-point stripe.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a welcome home Monday, that's what the Blitz is. I'm Joe Reinagel, he's Jason Minix, and we are fresh off a 5-day stint in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You were going to say Bender.
Bender? Well, I wanted to keep it clean. It's a family show. You know what I mean?
Have you seen our next story?
Good times at Circle Las Vegas. That's for sure. And, looking forward to the next time. But I needed to come home, take a little bit of a break, and then I'll be ready to go by next weekend.
Fair and obvious. So, what was it? The March trip, we were on a fairly early flight home.
Yeah.
And we said we'll never do that again.
Never.
So, yesterday our flight, I think, was supposed to leave like at 3:30, get home at 7. And we didn't take off till after 8. And we didn't know our flight was delayed until after we got to the airport.
It was storming in Vegas.
Yeah.
There were clouds, and I'd never seen that. I didn't know they got rain in Las Vegas, but apparently they do, and it delayed the flight a couple, 2 or 3 hours, I guess.
Yeah, but the plane that we were getting on was coming in from San Diego.
Oh.
But the flight attendants were like, dude, we're sorry about the weather, and we're late. And I'm going to say the only problem, everybody hates a flight delay, right?
Everybody.
Except for the airport bartender.
Yeah. Dude, it was a party in that airport. I'm telling you. And it's cool because there's a big, huge bar right in the middle of this terminal, and then all the gates over here. And there's a sandwich shop and a pizza joint right there. So the pizza's great.
And how does a pizza place in an airport not do pizza by the slice?
I have no idea. It was good, though.
It was good.
It was good.
It was, for airport pizza. But I thought it was going to be a pizza by the slice thing. And now you had to buy the whole thing.
Wow.
Which was fine.
We got some breaking news, Edwin. The Texans are not activating running back Joe Mixon by Tuesday's 4 p.m. deadline, making him ineligible to play for the first 4 games.
What is going on with his injury? The fact that D'Amico Ryans continues to not update, and there were the questions: would he be around? Would he not be around? And the fact is, the word now is he's not going to be ready to go. So he'll start on the PUP, which means maybe we see him in October.
Yeah, week 5.
Tells me this foot is a lot more serious than what they've kind of let on.
Boy, and this thing has just been weird because when it first, we weren't thinking it was going to be anything too serious, but it just kept lingering. And now this announcement, my goodness. That's bad news, and if you're a Texans fan, certainly not good news for you. It's a good thing they went out and got Nick Chubb, and they still have Dameon Pierce. And
maybe the Cowboys can trade him Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah.
Or not.
Let's see. Joe Mixon, Deuce Vaughn. I don't know.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
What was reserved for just the WNBA has made its way to an NFL preseason game. The Vikings-Titans game. A green toy got thrown onto the field.
A sex toy.
Yes.
Yes, it starts with a D.
Mm-hmm.
That's been ruling the WNBA, and now it comes to the NFL and the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So there was a green toy thrown onto a green during the PGA Tour event this weekend. And also in the NFL. So,
see, now I could see Nashville with all the bachelorette parties, but again, how do you get these into the stadium?
I have no idea.
I don't want to know where they were hiding. a group supporting a crypto meme coin is taking credit for the stunt.
Look, it was fun. All right, we laugh. But it's getting a little old, isn't it? I mean, honestly, although we're still talking about it.
Well, that's it. Well, it's not often you see one land on the green and then get kicked into a sand trap.
Right into a sand trap. I don't know. Maybe, I can see the Titans. What else are they going to do? They're not going to win any football games. They might as well go have some fun after.
I am a little curious, though, with the NFL security and the cameras that they have and the systems that they use. they should be able to pinpoint pretty quick who brought that in and identify them. And it's crazy when you start reading about how the Hawkeye works for surveillance. They can identify you. They might not know who you are, but they'll follow you around, and either because of your online ticket purchase, wherever you sit, they can identify you that way.
Yeah.
Or when you go buy a beer, and in every stadium is cashless, you use your credit card, they'll be able to find you that way.
Wow.
You can't hide.
You can't. You can't hide. So, I don't know. I'm kind of over the whole green sex toy throwing thing. So, it was funny the first couple of times. Now it's just like, whatever.
So, I haven't been to an IHOP in a while.
Uh-huh. We were just at an IHOP in California.
Except for that IHOP was called Denny's.
Oh, it was? What's the difference?
Well, one's called Denny's and one is called IHOP.
They're the same thing.
They're kind of, but not really. In fact, I just noticed the other day the IHOP that's been at 281 in Bitters forever is something else now. I don't know when that change happened.
Oh, I don't know either. I haven't been to an IHOP either in a while.
Yeah, but Denny's. There's a bizarre story out of Florida. And of course, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
When you first see the headline, you're thinking, all right, this is going to be interesting. And it is, but not the way you think. IHOP waitress arrested for feeling up a customer. Now, I saw the headline. I was like, well, what guy complained about that? Or what wife complained that an IHOP's waitress got friendly with somebody's husband, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not the case.
No.
Not the case at all.
The waitress got friendly with another woman.
Yeah.
And was, she feeling up her boobs.
Side boob.
Outer.
I mean, and
half boob.
Well, you're a waitress that you end up sitting down next to the lady in the booth and start feeling her up.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's some places that works for an additional tip. I wouldn't think that's the case at IHOP. And unless this woman who claims she did nothing to entice such an action, and she called the cops. And you know how a lot of waitresses will call you like sweetheart or whatever? This waitress kept calling them sexy and then a C word that we can't say on the radio.
See you next Tuesday.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go back to the 5th grade. But yes, that's exactly what it is.
I can't say that word.
Who uses that as I don't know. It almost seems like I don't know, but the waitress has been arrested.
Well, I don't know, but this waitress obviously has not used a toy or anything else for a while, apparently, because she was very frisky and making it known. I mean, she wanted to take this girl in the back and have her way with her.
Uh-huh. Woman said she didn't know the waitress, told police she did not give her permission to touch her. Police were able to watch everything on the IHOP surveillance cameras, including when the waitress was resting the head on the lady's shoulder. She's been arrested.
Dude, I'm telling you, this the woman who was being felt up was probably scared to death. You look at this woman's mugshot, it's like, damn, I think she could kick all our asses.
Maybe.
She looks, yeah.
Maybe. I just want to know what she was on.
She was on the girl's boobs. There was something making her incredibly frisky that day, obviously.
Yeah, there's.
So go to IHOP, everybody. You just never know what might happen.
See, that's not the Grand Slam. That's Denny's. Let's see what. This one was trying to get to at least third base.
Oh yeah, and, she wanted a home run. You sexy.
Mm-hmm. Which again, that's not something that would like if you were to say that, you know, if you were to say that to a lady.
It's a very derogatory
You would get
term.
slapped.
Yes.
Right? I mean, a lot of things that women will say, but that word, you use that word, you're in trouble.
Yes,
right?
As you should be.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Florida.
Hey, how about old Ben Denucci?
Good friend Ben. Cut again. Now, he knew when he signed with Atlanta because of injuries. it would be a short time and a quick payday. But I guess when you're chasing that NFL dream, you're chasing that NFL dream, and you never know. And you don't give up on that NFL dream. So he goes to Atlanta, and I think before the game was actually over, they cut him. Although, if they were going to cut him, he lives in Dallas. Why not just leave him there?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ben, bring all your stuff, man. You can check out of the hotel early.
Yeah.
We'll put you in an Uber after. Instead, he goes back to Atlanta and then posts a picture of a beer at the airport bar and talks about how great the beer is after you've been cut for the 7th time.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? It got me to thinking when I'm reading that story. Because beer does taste better in some places than others. An airport bar is one. I love a good cold beer on the plane. Golf courses, beer's good. I mean, some places they're just better than others.
Yeah, but they're all pretty good. But, but yeah, not many beers better than the airport quote, "I just got cut from the NFL for the 7th time" beer. Trust me, you wouldn't understand. I wouldn't understand. I don't know that I want to understand. But I know these guys, when you have that dream and you're chasing it, you just never want to give it up.
No, and look, who knows? Denucci might be somewhere else next year or later this year. Good news for him, though. He's done very well with his hat.
Yeah, his hat
that he
company.
Designed. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think he's doing okay there. But, yeah, he's still got that football itch and wants to play. I felt bad for him, though. He only got in. He only threw 2 passes against the Cowboys and didn't complete either one of them, by the way. And the internet's undefeated. Did you see all the best of Ben Denucci with the Cowboys? Which there wasn't many.
No, Ben's he's a good dude, James Madison. But again, why give up on your dream? Now somebody's got a True Boulevard hat with beer written upside down and backwards. He can make some money off of that tweet.
Absolutely,
come up with a new hat.
Yeah, Ben will be just fine. He's a good kid.
Keep chasing the dream.
Why not?
And here's a guy that's I thought was kind of done with football because he's no more spring leagues for him. But when the NFL calls, and I don't know what those guys make for being a training camp guy, but if you weren't planning on going to training camp and you hadn't been signed yet, and you make an extra 20, 50, 100 grand, whatever it might be for him to sign and go down there, that's a pretty good bonus for the month of August.
Well, it's not bad, and who knows? Maybe you strike gold while you're there and you just play. Well, Easton Stick looked pretty good against the Cowboys.
Well, and again, you look at guys like Denucci, who's been released, Hendon Hooker. Now the Panthers are waiving Jack Plummer and Bryce Perkins. So Bryce Young and Andy Dalton are the only quarterbacks on the roster for the Carolina Panthers.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton. Isn't he about 103?
I mean, he's still there.
That guy.
He's getting it done.
Wow.
The most disappointing thing about the Jack Plummer story is finding out he's not related to Jake.
Yeah, Jake should – well, I don't know if Jake's old enough yet to have a kid that age, is he?
Yeah, Jake Plummer's
40, 50?
I mean,
he's in his 50s?
Wasn't there a game this weekend where both Jerry Rice's son and Terrell Owens' son were on the football field?
Yes.
Yeah, you talk about feeling
wow.
old. I mean, Jake the Snake, Jake Plummer, Arizona State legend. I know he does well with his mushroom business.
He does.
We see him in Radio Row every year. But I saw a Jack Plummer, and I was like, I didn't know Jake had a kid that could
How about that?
already be in the league. And turns out he doesn't. It's just some guy named Jack Plummer.
I don't know. Does Jake have kids? I'd be worried about him. That guy, he is a trip, man. He is a character.
Yeah.
Good news is it is Monday. That may not be the good news, but you know what? Saturday, 11 o'clock, Texas, Ohio State. Man, what a game that's going to be. And the weekly press conferences with Steve Sarkisian began today. He's got some interesting comments. We're talking Texas football when we return here on The Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry. This will keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 200 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com/power. That's GoFundMe.com/power to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com/POWER. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Today on the Morning Huddle, college football season is upon us. Rob and I are going to take a deep dive into the college football season ahead.
I know who's winning, and they're coming from the SEC. In other news, of course, it's cut down day. We're following Dallas Cowboy cuts all day long. Make sure you get here early. There will be a lot to talk about. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
They get you fired up?
Absolutely, it does.
Get you fired up. Texas, Ohio State, Saturday, 11 o'clock Central Time kickoff, which pisses off Ohio State fans, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Look, I mean, there is so much to this game. The preseason rankings, everything about it, the way last season ended for Texas, it's all there. But honestly, it's all about Arch Manning.
It is.
Yes, you have 2 storied programs. Yes, it's everybody wants to see Arch Manning, period.
Well, sure, I do. I want to see how he performs on a big stage like that against a good team. It's going to be a lot of fun to see. Texas still a dog. I think, we were at Circa. I think one day I saw it at 2, then it came down to 1.5. So it's.
And I think at one point it was 2.5.
Yeah, so it's been fluctuating a little bit depending on how people were betting that thing. But that's always interesting about being in Circa and watching those lines move.
Mm-hmm.
On my little app, I've got the Eagles -7 for that Cowboys game, and at Circa they had it 6.5.
And again, where's it coming in at? How's it going? I mean, it's you just have to roll with it and see. But you look at finally game week, the off season. We've been talking about this matchup, I don't know, for months.
Yeah, a long time.
And honestly, while it's great as a Longhorn fan, early too, 11 a.m. kickoff. What a way to get the day started. Lee Corso's final show, all the everybody that has a network show is doing it from this game. Even though there's some other really good games this weekend, we know the game of the week of the year is in Columbus. Even Steve Sarkisian talked about just how big this isn't just for the program, but for college football as a whole.
Think about 1 versus 2 in at least one of the 2 major polls for the first game of the season is great for college football, in my opinion. As much as I'm going to talk about the rankings don't matter, which I believe that, but I do think for college football, the fanfare, the excitement around this game, I think is great for our sport. And the fact that we have 3 top 10 matchups this weekend, I think is great for college football in general.
It's absolutely. I'm excited about it. I've been excited since we knew this game was going to be played. And again, it is all about Arch Manning and how he performs and what he's going to do. Do you think there's going to be any pressure on that guy?
I mean, sure.
You think so?
I mean, there's pressure, but what's Sark's message to Arch Manning?
It's go be him. That's really our messaging to all of our players, though. You don't have to do anything you've never done before. You don't have to. We're not asking any superhuman efforts of you to do anything that is extraordinary. Just go be you. What you've done is good enough to get us to this point, and to get him to this point in this juncture of his career.
I think he's going to do just fine. I think the kid's he's a gamer, and he's going to do just fine. What I love about Arch Manning, I'll tell you, just his demeanor. Nothing seems to bother him. He doesn't get too high, too low, and I think he's going to do just fine. And I think Texas is going to do just fine in this game, even though they go in as an underdog. I think they beat Ohio State and beat them handily.
Well, and again, you look at quarterback play, the talent that will be on display. And these are a couple of teams that lost a lot of talent to the NFL.
And you think about the quality of players in this game. You know, if you look at last year's game, 26 players got drafted off of the two teams in the NFL. You include free agents, 32 players that were playing in that game a year ago are now in the NFL. And the fact that both teams are coming back is 1 and 2 in the country, I think speaks volumes to the quality of programs that both of us have, quite frankly. And so, you know, we've got 9 guys that started in that game a year ago. We had 30 players back that played in that game a year ago, so we do have some experience from that environment.
That's impressive, though, isn't it? Between those two teams, the amount of NFL talent is awesome. It's mind-blowing.
And the amount of NFL talent that's going to be on display Saturday. Now, Sark, in his conversation with the media today, said all the right things, even when you have to start a game like this or start a season like this going out on the road.
You know, naturally, it's a tall task. We've talked about this at length before the season, but we've got a tough road slate this year. And this is the first one of a few to come. And so it serves us good to have to go on the road early, find out about ourselves, find out where we're at as a program, where we can improve, and where we can continue to get better, because we're going to travel more than any other SEC team this year in our conference. And so this is a great opportunity for us to go do that. Naturally, we believe in our process on the road. We've won 11 in a row on the road now, and they haven't been easy. They've all been very difficult. Going on the road is tough. But this is going to be a heck of a matchup for a great environment against a really good team.
The environment's going to be crazy. I mean, it always is. At Ohio State, they're pretty rabid fans. It's going to be great. It's going to be exciting, and I'm just ready for it. Watching, even though UIW had a disappointing game the other day, it was just nice to watch football that counts.
Well, and that Iowa State-Kansas State game
and that too
was incredible. The Hawaii knocking off Stanford with the last-second field goal what was incredible. And then you've got, I know Ohio State wanted this game moved to a night game, and then they wanted to move it to Sunday. And, it's on Fox. It'll be the big noon kickoff, 11 a.m. Central. I'm happy with that time frame, too, because 6 o'clock A&M and UTSA on national television, which is going to be awesome. We'll talk with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor coming up in about an hour. His weekly segments with us kick off today, every Monday, 4:35, although next week's Labor Day, so we'll be off. But, you know how that goes.
Know how it goes, yeah. It is Monday, though. It is a Mellow Mushroom Monday.
It is.
Which it always is on Monday, which kind of brightens up a Monday for sure. We'll be giving away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom coming up here in just a little bit as well. But, it's just a great time of year, Minix. It really is a great time of year.
Football. And Thursday, the Blitz is going to be live at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road, because college football, it's here. Now, we had some games over the weekend, but there are a ton of games coming up Thursday night. Some of the national TV games, Cincinnati and Nebraska, should be a good one. I know like at 4:30 in the afternoon on Thursday, Boise State playing South Florida at 4:30.
Wow!
While we're at the Rue, because why not? A lot of games coming up on Thursday. A lot of teams that you didn't know you wanted to watch are going to be on Thursday because it's going to be football and it counts, and you can bet on it.
You can bet on it. Yes, you can. And you can bet on the fact that we're going to have a good time at the Rue Pub on Thursday night. Make plans to come join us now. I got a question for you, Minix, and it's going to blow your mind, but I honestly don't know, and I don't care. And I'm going to wait for it. It's going to make me seem old and out of touch.
I mean, this could be almost anything.
So I will
Reinagle seeming old and out of touch.
I will ask said question when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The Morning Huddle.
Yeah. Oh, so District 2 is saying no to the Spurs?
Well, for all intents, yes.
Come on, Vic.
I didn't vote on this.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
All of Flea Bottom doesn't want the Spurs,
I'm
sounds
Mexican.
like.
I'm Mexican. I don't vote.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, I'm not paying those taxes anyway.
I know. Not even my real name. Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. I'm not even Vic Brown.
I'm not even Vic Brown. I'm Pedro Alcalá.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why our rewards members get free standard shipping on the things they need and want, starting at Silver Key status every day. Savings for rewards members add up fast, so why wait? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that the results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Does RexMD really work?
Over 85% of guys said not only does it work, they saw results the very first night. And you can get your first month free at freerexmd.com with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit freerexmd.com to get your first month free. That's FREEREXMD.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
I should have had Edwin put on a little Taylor Swift. I am a Swiftie after all.
Edwin, can you quickly find some Taylor Swift? Edwin, in for James Pledger.
Yes.
We'll see how quick.
Hello, Edwin. I saw this and I'm like, I just don't understand. And
Okay.
you being the music guy you are, maybe you can help me out with this. TMZ just put out a deal that says, cheers to another vinyl drop.
Okay.
For Taylor Swift.
Okay.
The hell is a vinyl drop? What the hell is that?
You're old. You should know what vinyl is.
I know that's we used to be an album. So is that
It's still an album.
Is that like a single?
No, it's the record and it's on vinyl, and they're releasing it.
Well, I thought they already released it.
Maybe it wasn't available on vinyl until now. without seeing the article, dude, a lot of vinyl has made such a comeback. People want real record players and record players that are digital.
Well, why can't we just call it an album then? I mean, why do you have to? I never called it vinyl back in the day. It was always an album.
Did you call it an album or a record?
An album.
You probably called it a record.
An album.
Or a record.
Or a record, but back then we had like singles, like little 45s.
Well, and that then, well, sure, 45s.
You remember those?
Oh yeah, those were singles,
right?
But they weren't called vinyl then because that was your only option. Then you probably had 8 tracks in your car because you're old. And
I did have an 8-track.
And then they went to cassette tapes, and then they went to CDs.
Uh-huh.
And so now they're all kind of under the umbrella of a new record or album, as you want to call it, depending on, do you have the Taylor Swift album? You could be referring to a cassette tape, a CD, not necessarily a record. So vinyl,
it differentiates.
That's what it is now.
Okay, so according to this article on TMZ, it says the pivot in time had fans hopeful for a shakeup from the vinyl announcements for her upcoming 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl. So she's dropped 12 of these, and they're saying congrats on your 4th. I'm confused as hell.
She's put out 12 records, but only 4 have been available in vinyl. This will be the 4th one that's available in vinyl as a actual record.
All right, that makes sense.
I mean, because I don't even know, do they even make CDs now?
I have no idea.
But like, I'll put it in a level that maybe you can get. Our boys from Kingdom Collapse.
Right.
They have their record available on vinyl.
Okay.
You can buy that at their shows or online. Otherwise, you just go download their music.
Do you have a record player?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I don't have a record player.
Well, you could get one.
I could, but what's the point?
What's the point? So you can play your vinyl.
I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work when I just click on Spotify.
Well,
I'm good to go.
So because it is 2025 and you're old.
Yes.
Right?
So this is all true.
My record player is actually... looks like it's in a briefcase. You understand what those are, old man.
I do.
Right?
Yes, I like briefcases
You open up
still.
the briefcase, and it's a record player. And then you can connect it to any of your Bluetooth speakers or the surround sound that I have in my home. I can connect to my record player.
I can do that with Spotify.
You can, but you're not getting the album sound. People like how music sounds on the vinyl. It's a little less digital.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm doing just fine. Don't need any vinyl, but congratulations to Taylor Swift for your 4th vinyl.
You know, when you said you were going to ask a question that makes you sound and feel old, this is not where I thought you were going to go.
Where'd you think I was going?
I had no idea. Get off my lawn, guy.
Well, I'm just saying. I got vinyl. I didn't know they called everything an album now. See, back in my day,
here
Jason,
we go.
That's all you could buy, and they called them albums. And that was you went to the Walmart or wherever, and you bought an album.
We just explained this.
I get it,
because it was either called a record or an album wherever you went, because you didn't have other options. Then it was cassette tapes. Remember when you used to say, "Oh man, I got the new Beastie Boys cassette," right?
Beastie Boys, you going there, huh? Okay,
right.
go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Beastie Boys.
Well, you got to fight for your right to party.
Well, of course.
Right?
Of course.
There's no Sleep Till Brooklyn with your brass monkey. I mean, let's go.
Don't bring up my brass monkey. He's very sensitive. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that clears it up. I appreciate it. You know, everybody's making fun of me on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You know, y'all didn't know what that was either.
Everybody did.
Nobody knew that. Nobody knew it. Your vinyl. Unbelievable.
Do you have any vinyl?
I don't. Not anymore. I should have. I used to have a big collection of the 45s.
Yeah.
Where, remember, you may not even be old enough to remember this, you could just stack them all up on your record player and they drop one at a time.
Yeah.
Right? And so you could just keep music going
and
the whole
then that
time.
little gadget you had if you're playing a 45 or a 33.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah.
So like
a little weight.
It's kind of like that green thing they're throwing out on the.
It was not at all like that, sir.
I'm just saying, that was a lot of fun.
I'm afraid to think what you were doing with the hole inside of the 45.
Back then, probably what you can imagine.
Because the 45s didn't come with a poster like some of the
no, they didn't.
The bigger albums did. The vinyl.
That's true. Well, according to Paul Resendez on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, he said we need to go see Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover.
Okay.
So I'll have to do it. She's very shiny, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I'm glad people remember with a little walk down memory lane.
Said the adapters for whatever it was called.
Whatever
but you had to have that.
You had to
if you're playing 45s or 33s.
Because the big albums just had the little hole, right?
Yes.
The 45s had the bigger hole.
Yes.
Yeah. Good times. Memory lane. Memory lane. That was a lot of fun.
I know. My buddy John Robbins just texted, Beastie's Licensed Ill was one of my first cassettes. Mine, too. It was my second concert.
Who's that? Beastie Boys? Wow.
My first ever concert was Bon Jovi at the Frank Irwin Center during Slippery When Wet. And you want to talk about wishing you would have kept something from that time frame. I had the Bon Jovi record album that got banned.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I think my mom got rid of it for the obvious reasons. If
Sure.
you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If not, Google is wonderful. I had that, I don't know, but it's gone. Second concert was Vanilla Ice was the headliner opening for the Beastie Boys at Fort Hood. And I just remember the Beastie Boys playing the Licensed Ill playing, which is on the cover of that album, the vinyl, sir. They had that on stage, and having them roll that out was pretty interesting to see.
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was Van Halen, my first concert.
Yeah.
I mean, the good Van Halen.
Spandex version?
Yeah, before Sammy Hagar ruined them.
They see, here we go.
I'm just saying, that's,
Uh-huh.
That was my first, so fond memories of your first.
I know. Justin Guerrero's Aerosmith at the Retama Polo Grounds in 92 was his first show.
Nice. That's a good first show.
Those are some good first concerts.
Yeah. Now, back then, we had a lot of bands that were popular at that time would come to Corpus Christi. So we just have to drive up to Corpus and
from Alice.
Yeah, about a 45-minute drive.
Would you guys get big rock shows in Corpus?
Yeah. Well, Van Halen, Styx would come there. We get Ted Nugent all the time. Trying to think who else was there.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody big.
Well, those are big.
I'm
those
kidding.
are all big.
Styx.
You know what I remember with that first Van Halen concert? Legs Diamond opened for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really good. See, that was good rock and roll, man. Good stuff. Now we got to have guys like Kingdom Collapse, bring back good rock and roll.
Yeah.
And
you probably still can't name a single Kingdom Collapse song.
I forgot. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Unbreakable.
There you go.
See that?
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, you didn't even Google that.
No. I knew that right off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Wow, Sam says Ozzy in 1983 was his first show.
Oh, wow. Now, see, I would have liked to have seen Ozzy. I would have liked to have seen that. That would have been pretty good. Did you ever see them?
I saw Black Sabbath.
Uh-huh.
In fact, Black Sabbath's final U.S. show was at the Frost Bank Center a couple of years ago, and we were at that show. Posted about that when he died. I'm glad you saw that. But I didn't see Ozzy in his earlier years when they were really bat bleep crazy. Although what we did see here was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Joshua Jimenez says he's questioning whether Ted Nugent was a big rock band. He was back in the 70s.
Back in the day, Nugent was big. I mean,
was big.
You look at some now because they're still rolling around trying to make money. Like, seeing the Scorpions play at Freeman Coliseum is a little bit of a surprise because at one point the Scorpions were huge, and now they're playing, Freeman not that long ago. Renee, our Beer Santa guy, I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Renee's texting his first show was Ozzy and Sammy Hagar.
Oh, man.
That's a pairing.
Well, now, that is a pairing. Now, Sammy Hagar by himself is fine.
Yeah.
But he ruined Van Halen, so that was...
See, again, Sammy Hagar is still rocking and rolling. He was at Aztec not long ago, and then we were going to Beale Street Music Festival when Taylor Hawkins died. Foo Fighters were the headliner, and they replaced him with replaced Foos with Sammy Hagar. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. We were still there. It was good, but it wasn't the Foo. It was like, who else is available?
Well, it did. I mean, Styx is still going strong.
Uh-huh.
I saw them at the rodeo a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Good show, but it was just, those are short shows. So it was a good show.
Yeah, but Styx now, I mean, weren't they playing around here not that long ago? We were trying to figure out if we were going to go with, they were like with Journey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, Journey had Def Leppard. Remember we went to that show?
Or was it Styx and Foreigner? I don't know.
I think it was Foreigner.
That Styx, because they were playing down in Houston, not coming here.
Now, see, I'd like to see Foreigner. That was one of my favorite bands back in the day. It was. So, along with Styx and Van Halen before Sammy Hagar ruined him.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're not a Sammy Hagar fan.
Not really. No, I'm really not. Because he ruined Van Halen.
Go see Rat. Do you remember Rat?
I do remember Rat. AC/DC was another one. Good.
What I love about people and their music taste.
Uh-huh.
Renee from Flight by Yingling. And you can talk to him
Beer
about
Santa,
all
by
this
the way.
At our golf tournament coming up September 29th, because he's got that fancy golf cart that you've probably seen the videos on our social media. He's sending his concert list from when he was a kid growing up. Ozzy, Sammy, Metallica, Bon Jovi, Rat, and MC Hammer at the Corpus Christi Memorial Coliseum.
I bet you Renee had some of those pants.
Oh, absolutely. Looking like Emmett Smith in the Netflix documentary.
I could see that. I bet he still got them.
No. No. Now, I could see Renee rocking the Troy Aikman look with the jean jacket and the jeans. What is that called? The Canadian tuxedo?
I have no idea. But you know what? It was in style back then. Back when Troy was wearing that stuff. That's good times.
We all were wearing all that. Absolutely. On the YouTube comments, a lot of people talking about their first concerts. I mean, John, obviously young, his first show was at Dixie Chicks.
They're just the chicks now.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Joe King Carrasco. E. Huey saying that. I remember Joe King Carrasco.
Sure.
He was pretty popular down in South Texas.
Dude, and you're getting a UB40 and the Police reference, which I haven't heard in a while, and neither have I heard or thought about this band in a long time, although Ricky says Joe looks like he would be a Tears for Fears guy.
No, no.
He's got a shout.
No.
Shout.
No, not a Tears for Fears guy.
Do you even know them?
Yes.
Other than Shout?
I know it was them. That maybe I hated that song.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Dire Straits? Money for Nothing and Your Chicks for Free?
That was okay.
Right.
That wasn't a bad one. Obviously, I've seen George Strait a million times. I wouldn't say a million, but I've seen him a lot.
Well, when he was playing at Green Hall.
There used to be a place in New Braunfels called the Crystal Chandelier.
Oh, yeah.
Went to a New Year's Eve party where he was playing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Back before he became the king.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's the king. So, but that's always good. I like these little walks down memory lane.
Ben Briseno, his first concert, 1977, Peter Frampton.
Wow.
So that 77, granted, I was 4, so I'm going to assume, is this the Frampton Comes Alive tour back then? Because wasn't that late 70s?
Damn, Ben's a lot older than I thought.
Apparently. Anthony's first concert was Dwight Yoakam in 1990.
Dwight Yoakam. Wow. Fun stuff, y'all. Little trip down memory lane. That
Absolutely.
was good. I
this all started with Joe not knowing what a vinyl was.
I didn't know what, and didn't know Taylor Swift dropped her 4th.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, that just sounds nasty. Congrats to Taylor for dropping her 4th.
Stop. I mean, it's not like they said she dropped her deuce.
Well, that's a good thing it was the 4th and not the 2nd. Oh my goodness. All right.
He is gadget juice.
Has he waiting for the Cowboys to drop their deuce.
Has he been cut yet, that guy? Jeez Louise. Unbelievable, man. We'll talk a little Dallas Cowboys football on the other side. And again, Jason mentioned this. We'll mention it again. Jeff Traylor, the head football coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, will join us at the bottom of the hour at 4:35. Roadrunners with a big game against those Aggies up in College Station this weekend. That's going to be a fun football game. We're talking about that and all kinds of other stuff when we continue here on the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you know, football is back. The preseason is over in the NFL. College football starting on Thursday. And you know, to make those games a lot more exciting, you got to be playing the pick'em game at Underdog. You can play in Texas, and this is the best place for you to go make your picks and win money all season long. And it's easy. All you have to do is pick whether a player is going to go higher or lower on stats. You got to pick at least 2 from opposite teams. You can build out your pick'em entry and win up to 5,000 times your cash. That's right. You could win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up today. Use my promo code STAR to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Again, promo code STAR. Millions of fans have already won billions of dollars making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, promo code STAR. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Washington Commanders and wide receiver Terry McLaurin reached agreement today on a 3-year contract extension. It's said to be worth up to $96 million. It will end his hold-in. Cincinnati Bengals and defensive end Trey Hendrickson have reportedly resumed talks on his contract extension, while all is still quiet with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons. Parsons was not seen at the open portion of Cowboys practice today.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a homecoming Monday, that's what I'm calling it anyway. We're back from Vegas. It is Monday, back in the friendly confines of the studio. It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and I'm starting to get my second win, Minix. I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, you were dragging ass earlier.
I was dragging ass earlier, but you know what? Lots happening, lots to be excited about. Feeling pretty good.
Football is here.
It is here.
Football is here. Jeff Traylor will join us in about 30 minutes or so. They've got the Aggies this week. I wonder if we're going to get in-season, like regular season form cliche answer, Jeff Traylor?
As opposed to
off-season Jeff Traylor?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll ask him.
It's be good to hear from Coach Traylor.
I mean, we just got to score more than one. We have to score more one more than the other guy. I can't even get the cliche out. But
here's what I want to. I just as tough as those guys are, I just hope to get out healthy.
Yeah.
Hope we just survive.
That's it. I mean, we're going to A&M, big SEC team. 100,000 people are going to be there. National TV. We got to look good. We got to play good.
Just want to survive.
I haven't looked at the line. Only 24.5, huh? Oh, wait.
24.5. Look, I think that shows some respect to UTSA, quite frankly, because you see a lot of these other first week games against some of the big powerhouse programs, and it's 30, 40 sometimes. I mean, it's up there. So I think 24.5, not bad.
Now, I will say this. I know they've got A&M this week. And the good news for you Roadrunner fans is that means the Roadrunners will be on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So you'll be able to hear them all over San Antonio and South Texas.
I don't get to hear static?
And granted, it's Andrew Monaco, which is better. But, it's awesome to have UTSA on. And then you look ahead a week later. UTSA Athletics tweeted out about 2 hours ago, the upper deck in the Alamo Dome will be open for that Texas State game. They're trying to break the record. 56,000, right? Trying to break that record. The fact that the upper deck is now open tells me that enough ticket sales have happened in the lower area to justify staffing and putting up. You guys don't understand how expensive it is when you open up that upper level, because now you got to make sure all the concessions are not only stocked, but employees are there, people in the restroom, security, all the extra personnel, and cost from concessions to open up that upper level. So if they're opening it, that tells me that there must be enough of a demand. Hopefully we get this record broken and wear orange, because it is an orange out.
No, it got to, and a big rival game, Texas State. So look, that makes me very happy. It really does. I'm glad to hear that. That means ticket sales are going well. Boy, I saw the brand new field they put down at the Alamo Dome. Really, really nice.
And Sierra right there on the field.
Boom.
I don't know if it's all brand new or just they added that paint job.
Oh, it looked new.
Well, maybe. But it looks good.
The grass is greener.
Yeah.
The artificial grass.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, is greener.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time last week talking politics, which is something that we don't often do.
No.
Although this is a political type of story that we would have dove into immediately, regardless, because, this is frankly embarrassing. And one of the guests that we had on last week in talking about Project Marvel was a District 1 councilwoman, Dr. Sue Kaur. And you talk about a fumble. I don't know how this happens. We talked to Dr. Kaur, and I didn't know who she was beforehand.
Lady, by the way.
Nice, but smart. My
God.
God.
Very smart. Yes.
And this is stupid. She wrote an email, a letter, talking about Project Marvel. And one of the lines in the letter says, quote, blah, 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 blah. The winningest trio in NBA history is Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Robinson. And now it's our time to emulate them.
You don't remember Tony Robinson? He was a hell of a player.
No. What? How? And when you say the winningest trio, I know you didn't mean David Robinson.
No.
You can't combine the two.
Well, she didn't want to leave David out.
Well, if she would have just gone Duncan, Ginobili, and Robinson, we would all say, wow, no disrespect for Tony, but you can't call him Tony Robinson. How does that happen?
Well, obviously, the councilwoman just had a little slip Little brain slip.
Little brain fart?
Yeah, that.
Does nobody on our staff proofread this stuff before it goes out?
Apparently not, or they all think it was Tony Robinson. I can see that. You're whipping out that newsletter real quick, and then just I remember David Robinson and that Tony guy, Tony.
Yeah.
Is it Tony Robinson?
Oh, and that George ice melt guy. Wasn't he good?
He was good.
I mean, it's just so embarrassing.
I wonder if anybody's shown that to David Robinson and or Tony Parker.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
social media is undefeated.
Yeah, well, it is. It is. Yeah, I feel bad for her. But they were showing that's just part of some of the missteps. And we talked about the dude that was talking at that city council meeting last week with a Grizzlies hat on.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, is that just stupid or what? He had a damn Grizzlies hat on.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Spurs and you're wearing your Grizzlies hat. You know, hey, it's a good hat. Matches my outfit. I think I'm just going to wear this one. Grizzlies. What the hell's the matter with people? I just don't know.
Tony Robinson. Again, smart. How do you rebound from this if you're Dr. Core? Now, granted, I know you say you're a Spurs fan. Casual, I think, is how I would couch that now. Like, go Spurs.
Yeah.
Yay, Spurs. Go Mr. Robinson, whichever one you might be. The idea, though, that she is for this project, whether she can name who the legends are from this franchise, is not lost on me. In fact, that might even be a little bit more encouraging because I don't know that you can have a mistake like that and be considered a diehard fan. There are a lot of jokes that you can make with that, and I'm seeing some on YouTube. It is what it is.
I'll give her, look, I'm going to give her a break. I don't really care. She knew she did the right thing. She voted for this thing.
She did.
And to move forward with it. And so it doesn't matter that she's not a diehard. She knows what's important to this city. That's for sure.
But when it's important to the city, how do you make a mistake like that?
Well,
I mean, honestly, some things are, I don't want to say unforgivable. It's not that dramatic, but it's hard to recover from something like that. It really is. It's hard to like I'm, and you know the opposition is going to use this to their advantage. Now,
how would it give them an advantage? Because she obviously knows business, and she knows this is good for the city of San Antonio. She may not know Tony Parker and or David Robinson, but she knows what's good for this city. So I'm going to cut her a break. I'm not near as upset by this as you are.
Now, let me ask you this. You're going to cut her a break. She voted the way you wanted her to vote.
Exactly.
If she was one of the four that didn't, what would you be saying?
I'd be hammering her.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I've got to play it both ways.
No.
I play it like I appreciated the way she voted. I appreciated the conversation that we had with her last week. But Tony Robinson, you can't do that. You can't do that. Between her and her staff, if her staff, here's what's going to happen.
Tell me.
She's going to blame an intern for writing it.
Well, and that's what I would do.
Yeah, blame the intern.
Work for Shohei Ohtani.
Autocorrect.
I mean, it works for people.
Autocorrect.
Yeah, you just blame somebody else and let them take the fall.
Have I ever told you the best Tim Duncan story I've ever heard?
I don't know that you have or not, so why don't you tell it?
I won't tell all the details, but let's just say that there was an officer that was visiting with Mr. Duncan who was a little worried, and the officer said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'm going to let you go. You have a great day, Mr. Parker."
How did Tim respond to that?
Thought it was funny as hell.
Absolutely. I could see Tim just thinking that was funny and letting it go. And so that's what I'm going to do for our city.
I'm not cutting her slack on that.
I am.
I'm not.
You know, here's what's funny to me. You're all ready to just roast Micah Parsons until he wasn't there the whole time. And so you cut him a break, but you won't cut her a break?
The winningest trio in NBA history, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Robinson. No,
just vote the way you did, stay with it, and then we're good. Fred Villarreal says the same thing. I mean, look, she knows what's good for the city. She may not be the biggest diehard Spurs fan in the world, and I get that, but maybe she should learn. Take this as a lesson to learn Spurs history, and then go from there. But she knows what's good for this city. She knows how important the Spurs are. So, yeah, I'm going to cut her a little bit of a break.
And she was smart as hell. And, again, I would still vote for her, but the public embarrassment, wow. What the hell is going on with your phone, sir?
Dude. Now, that's AI. Can you hear this? This thing just came on magically. Because I mentioned the Spurs. It's giving me the history of the Spurs. Spurs originally the Dallas Chaparrals. Moved to San Antonio in 1973.
Ask your Siri dude, which, by the way, it's a dude. That kind of freaked me out, too.
It's Ask Gemini.
Ask Gemini. Ask Gemini. Hey, Gemini, tell me about Spurs legend Tony Robinson. Crickets.
Yeah, he's baffled. Yeah. He's baffled. That's creepy as hell. That just pops up. You mention the history of the San Antonio Spurs. Nothing. Dude, I'm telling you, it's kind of when Alexa whispered at me the other day.
As Fred reminds us all, and I should have done this earlier, Dr. Core is the one that compared the mayor to Kawhi. She knows better than to make a mistake like Mr. Tony Robinson.
Well, but now come on. So she's 1-1. Give her a break. We'll see what she does next. Wow.
A lot of people are telling you to turn off your Gemini.
If I do that, I might never be able to turn it on again. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. How do you turn that thing off?
I'm sure there's something in your settings.
I'm sure there is, and I really don't have time for that nonsense, so I'm just going to let it be.
You're going to hammer Micah coming up?
Yeah, we're going to hammer Micah, because, well, he's a Dallas Cowboy, and he deserves to be hammered. We'll do that.
Here we go!
We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about this family. They are a family-owned business, local company, and they're absolutely the best in the business. They really are. A lot of heat here. We had a lot of rain earlier this year. If you've been thinking of just getting your roof checked out, it's funny because I'll come outside sometimes and you take the garbage out, you look up on your roof and you see a little bend or a dip or something like that. You think, wonder what's going on up there. Well, you don't have to guess anymore to see if that's bad or not. Just call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They'll send out an experienced team. They'll get up on your roof. They'll check it out for free. They just want to make sure it's sealed, secure, and energy efficient. And whatever that bump is, they'll let you know if that's okay or not, or it's something you might want to get taken care of. Look, you don't want to guess, especially with your roof and how important it is to your biggest investment. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Either way, that's how you schedule that free inspection. Don't put it off any longer. Get it done now. 210-785-0994.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
San Antonio, join the 210 Challenge and help UTSA football pack the Alamo Dome this season. Just $210 gets you a pair of club-level season tickets to watch all 6 Roadrunners home games this season. You can't beat this deal. $210 for a pair of season tickets. Log on to goutsa.com/tickets or call the UTSA ticket office at 210-458-8872 to purchase your tickets today. Because when we win, San Antonio wins.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And right now, save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic, plus a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad. I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Kinetico.
Kinetico?
Yeah.
You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Kinetico.
Not me.
Everybody knows Kinetico is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Kinetico is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh, son, you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Kinetico.
Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
KineticoSA.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Today on the Morning Huddle, college football season is upon us. Rob and I are going to take a deep dive into the college football season ahead.
I know who's winning, and they're coming from the SEC. In other news, of course, it's cut down day. We're following Dallas Cowboy cuts all day long. Make sure you get here early. There will be a lot to talk about. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason.
You know, Jason, it's interesting. Terry McLaurin reaches a contract extension this morning, and now, according to all the NFL Network NFL experts out there,
the insiders.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson is about to do that. Now, Adam Schefter just tweeted out that another hold-in ends. Bengals and Trey Hendrickson agreed on a $14 million raise for this year, boosting his 2025 salary to $30 million. Hendrickson still scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent after this season. So He goes up to $30 million for this year, and I guess they couldn't work out a long-term solution, so they got him signed for this year.
I got to say, that makes zero sense to me because they gave him a big old raise. He's still in the final year of his contract.
Yep.
He'll be a free agent. So you're telling me they give him a $14 million bump and he can walk next year and they would get nothing in return? I can't believe they didn't add another year to this, and we'll have to wait and see what the final numbers are, because if he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, I mean, when there was rumors this morning like, hey, they might bump him up a little bit for this year, but long-term it ain't going to happen, the gazillions and guarantees. But, all right, we'll do that for you, Trey. We're going to add another year that basically just allows us to trade you and get something in return. I can't believe they would bump him up that much, and he's season's over. He can walk in free agency, and since he gets nothing in return,
the dude's 31 years old. I'm perfectly okay with this. I don't. They did not want to guarantee him $100 million.
Sure, but why bump him up another 14 this year?
As opposed to what? You think your team has got a shot? Maybe.
No. Same thing applies to Micah Parsons. He's under contract for this year. Right. I don't understand why they would give him that kind of a raise and get seemingly nothing in return at the bargaining table, like the ability to trade you even if it's for a second or a third-round pick. Something. Here's $14 million because, dude, we're desperate just to get you onto the football field.
Yeah, our defense sucks, and we need you out there. It sucked even when you're out there. But, look, I can see this, and it's Cincinnati first and foremost. You got to remember who we're dealing with. But they did not. They were looking at a 3 to 4 year contract extension for a guy that's 31 years old and guaranteeing him a hell of a lot more than $14 million. So I don't find this as a problem. And if he walks next year, so what? He walks. It doesn't matter. He'll be 32 at the time. Who the hell's going to pay him anything?
Well, I mean, he'll make something depending on the year. But again, though, why give him a raise after he is held out? Wanted long-term, doesn't get it, but your rights at the end of this season are gone. I mean, generally in negotiation, there's a little give and there's a little take. Either you're under contract, come to work, and next year you're going to be a free agent. Unless this is and again, I don't buy this, but Olive Branch, dude, we'll take care of you next year. Wink, wink, hometown discount, and we'll sign you long-term, maybe. But right now, this doesn't make sense to me from the Cincinnati side. He's under contract. Same thing that we've talked about with Micah Parsons. Dude is under contract. Now, then Jerry can tag him, and then Jerry could tag him again. Jerry's under control for 3 years, but kind of like what Dak and Jerry and the Cowboys did last year, Dak was willing to play out the final year of his deal and hit free agency. Cowboys didn't want that to happen, and on opening day last year, they came to terms. Does this also mean, look, here's your raise, and we're going to still negotiate during the season, but at least come to work to get there? I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me from a Cincinnati side.
Well, again, they wanted to make this guy happy, and they came to a happy medium. To me, if you're Cincinnati, I don't want to guarantee this guy upwards of $100 million. And I'm thinking that's probably what they were going to have to do. I mean, he is on the wrong side of 30. And so I just think that, I don't know. It's not as baffling to me. He's happy. You got him in camp. He's got time to get ready now, and you're going for this season. I don't see that defense being any better, but you've got a healthy Joe Burrow. You've got 2 great receivers, and I think this team thinks that they can make some noise, and they wanted this guy in the fold for this year, and I think they're willing to let him go after this year if that's the case, because they're not on the hook for a lot of money.
No, but again, they can't even work a trade unless, of course, they trade him during the season.
Well, sure. And who knows? Depending on how the season goes, maybe that's a possibility.
Yeah. The whole, here's a massive raise, and you're still going to become an unrestricted free agent. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Final year of your contract, all right, we'll trade you. I want something in return. Now this investment can walk out of the building after this season and you get absolutely nothing. But it also tells me how desperate they are just to get them onto the football field.
That's pretty much what it is, and it is Cincinnati. They're not known for being extravagant when it comes to paying people. Very cheap franchise.
And as we see cut down days, the Chicago Bears, Jose Frazier from UTSA, placed on the reserve non-football injury list.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Huh.
UTSA's got a couple of alumni that are hanging in, maybe practice squad. Like it looks like Wisdom is going to end up on the Bucks practice squad. But we'll keep an eye on all those as we see it, as the cuts continue to come in. Again, everybody has got to be down to the 53 tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it's interesting the way this is playing out. Look, Micah Parsons is all that's left. So again, does Jerry? I couldn't imagine. I mean, no, they wouldn't do that. Guys under contract. It is kind of baffling with this Hendrickson thing, but I just think they just didn't want to guarantee him a lot of money long term and be stuck with him for a while. So we'll see what kind of a deal Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys come up with, if they come up with a deal, because, as Jerry reminds us, he is under contract, and we can tag him for 2 years after.
Although there is video rolling around Twitter from the preseason game Saturday night. Jerry in the fancy rich people area signing autographs, taking pictures with friends or fans, and then there's a lady wearing a number 11 jersey. Turns out that's Micah Parsons' mother. And they hug, and they're all smiles. And why aren't you on the field? It looks like you just want more money. I mean, they're just having a good old time. Didn't look like Mama Parsons was at all upset with Jerry.
She's not upset at all.
None.
Or she certainly didn't look like it. She looked very excited to take a picture with old Jerry.
Which makes me wonder, when we talk about the personal beef, I got to believe, if I'm not happy with somebody, my mom is going to be unhappy with that person too.
You would think
Somebody's going to have your back. So I see that video and wonder about the narratives that are out there about how personal it has gotten.
Well, all you have to do is watch Micah Parsons on the sidelines pouting, and then you know how personal it is. The guy's, he pouts worse than a 3-year-old. He's out there pouting, laying on the trainer's table, but not for very long, so I guess that's okay.
I mean,
that's not disrespectful at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Of course not. Jeff Traylor, UTSA football head coach, joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. So call them, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Well, football is back. That is a good thing, and it's back for the UTSA Roadrunners. Headed to College Station this weekend. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
And, Saturday, 6 o'clock there at Kyle Field, UTSA against Texas A&M, a game that you can listen to here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Stars. It'd be great to have the Roadrunners game actually on our station. The great Andrew Monaco will have the call of that one. Let's talk about what's going to happen Saturday. Jeff Traylor, head football coach, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, we were joking about it earlier. Are you in midseason form yet? Getting ready for game one? How's the world of Jeff Traylor right now?
We're still just trying to figure it out, to be honest with you. I mean, defensively, we got to replace a lot of kids, and offensively, we think we know where we are, but we're playing an opponent that, you got to kind of scheme a little bit just because there's some physical matchups that aren't great. But we'll learn a lot more, about ourselves, 10 o'clock Saturday night after we get through playing this great A&M team.
Well, Jeff, that brings up something. When you open up the season against an opponent like Texas A&M, what do you learn from your team? Because obviously they're SEC, and I think you guys can compete against these guys. But what do you learn about your team going up against an opponent like this?
Well, our first year was BYU. We went toe-to-toe with them. We knew we were okay. And then we had Houston. And we went toe-to-toe with them. We knew we were fine. We beat Illinois, so we knew where we were there. But there's the year we played Texas where we went toe-to-toe with them. But Tennessee kind of had their way with us, as did Texas last time. So those are always alarming when they just, beat you pretty handily. But it's when you calm down and get back in here and you see the video, you just find out where you're not as strong as you thought you were, or maybe just some poor planning as a coach you had. If you come out healthy, they're good things. You just want to come out healthy.
Goal every time. Jeff Traylor joining us here on the Blitz in today's world of college football. And I should have the numbers in front of me, Coach. I apologize, I don't. But between those that you were able to bring in the portal and those that left in the portal, how much more difficult is it when you've got a bunch of guys that you've watched them practice, but you haven't coached them yet in a game one? How does it all work together?
Yeah, especially when we don't live tackle. We're thud and we're tagged. We just don't want to lose anybody, going to the grounds where most of your injuries occur. So you've got to be smart there. You just don't know till you get out there, and you wish you could. I said this earlier, and I'm sure I've said it to you guys before, and this is 6 years we've all been together, so I'm sure I'm getting pretty boring by now. When you're in high school, you have 2 scrimmages. When you're in the National Football League, you get preseason games. And in college, you just go against each other all the time. And so you just don't really know. And you'd like to, if you could control your schedule, you'd like to warm it up as you go. You kind of like to go and a bad team, an okay team, a good team, then a great team, then start conference. But we got a great one on the jump.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and a very hostile, loud environment too, which makes a difference. You were talking about the defense, Jeff, and I know you say you've got some questions there. Offensively, though, just to have Owen McCown back as your quarterbacks, it's got to be a pretty good feeling.
It is, and the guys around him, having most of your O-line back, those tight ends back, McEwen and Amador, who were hurt most of last year, but to get them back is huge. Robert Henry, your tailback, back. And we feel really good about Amarian, who we brought in here, who actually started against A&M last year in the bowl game for USC. And we got John Emmer, we got Will Henderson. We got some really good players. But in saying that, A&M's defense is, as good as there is in the country. And Mike's done a great job with the guys he's developed, but he also went and got, a kid a really good player at Iowa State. Another one was a really good player from Colorado. Another good player from Florida. Another good player from Georgia to mix in there. So they're going to be really stout up front, and that's where we've got to be smart. We've got to be able to see if we can hang in there and protect Owen.
Well, and you, as you say that, and I know you won't give away the game plan, as no matter how much we try, but Is this more in how you're calling the plays on what you can execute, how you can either block them either straight up or with some misdirection just to try to create a little bit of a crease and try to hit a big play?
Well, I've done it a long time. At some point, you got to play real football. There's not 75 gadget plays. So you got to play real football at some point. You got to pick the time and have somebody make a play, to be quite honest with you. At some point, somebody's got to block somebody, and someone's got to make a play over somebody, and someone's got to make somebody miss. If you don't do those things, you're not going to win. So, yes, coaching is important, but it's still fundamentals. And when you play an athlete that's physically superior, stronger, and faster, you've got to be even better in your technique and your play calling.
Coach, when you go into a game like this with what you just said that's bigger and faster, is it still important to try to establish that running game just to keep their offense off the field and maybe quiet that big crowd down a little bit?
Well, it does sound wonderful, and I would hope we all would believe that. But, I mean, when you watch Albert Regis, 6'2", 315, and you watch Tyler, I wouldn't even begin to try to pronounce his last name, from Iowa State. Fantastic football player. They're just massive up there. York has started every game for them. The mighty linebacker out of Temple, Texas, does a fantastic job. They're really good. But yes, the game's not complicated. If your 5 can whip their 6, you're going to have a really good team. And their box, can they stop us with 5? If they can, it's going to be a long night. We've got to at least get them, to your point, Joe, to have to honor our running game so we can get our guys on the perimeter and get some plays out there.
Jeff Traylor, head football coach at UTSA, with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You mentioned the size of most of the A&M players. I got to say, I was at the luncheon last week. Jerry Rice is the speaker, and seeing your players there, you've got some massive dudes yourself. I mean, you think about most of those guys 5 years ago when you first got here versus what you're able to recruit now. They look like a different athlete walking in. How different are they from, say, when you first got here?
Yeah, I think, jumping up in the league, obviously going from Conference USA to AAC, the success we've had, obviously, that always matters. We did lose a lot of great players from that defense, and we also went and got some we feel really good about. We've got a lot of high school football players that have been here for years now that have been developing. Our strength staff's done an amazing job. We've changed a lot of things. I'm really proud of Ryan Philo and his staff. Our nutritionist, Paul, I think is really good. We've just done a better job there because our program's gotten better. So, people buying season tickets, suites, gifts, fundraising, all that matters. And our program celebrated its 15th year, and we've just got a lot better in the last 6 that I've been here for sure, and grateful for the guys that came before us.
Yeah, no doubt. This program has grown, and it's fun to watch because Jason and I were both here for the very beginning, and to watch it grow up. 15 years, it's time for a quinceañera, isn't it? I mean, that's pretty cool. Coach, back to football. Sorry about that. Marcel Reed, how do you prepare for a guy like that in practice?
Well, I guess I could call Frank Harris
back.
With his right hand, and that would be a very similar analogy. Great with his feet, really good with his arm. I know that's something they're going to really try to, I'm sure, show how much he's worked on that in the offseason, as Frank did, and how much better Frank got the same way. He's a really good football player, and I just told my coaching staff, I don't know where I feel worse. When he's throwing, he throws it well to some really good receivers, but when he pulls it down and takes off, you're scared that way too. He reminds me a lot of Frank.
It's interesting, and I know you won't say this. I probably shouldn't say it with you on because I don't want to make it awkward. I'm surprised Marcel Reed is still the quarterback there. I thought with what I saw last year, A&M's ability financially to go get somebody that they would have gone out and bought themselves a quarterback.
Well, you got to remember he was a freshman, and if you watch Frank Harris play as a freshman, you probably would have wanted to trade him in too. I know how you media guys are. You guys are pretty quick on the trigger. That's why I signed a long contract. I would hate for you to be my boss. I'd street. So I think it's a really good move. The kid's just a sophomore. He took them to 8 wins last year. I think they were, you got to remember now, it's a little deceiving because the style of ball they play. They're not going out there trying to score 60 points as fast as possible. They're all about time of possession, execution of the football plays. You can tell their head football coach, the defensive coordinator at heart. They're really sound, and they're not into a stat game. They're into a winning ball games. And whenever you go 8-5 and you're in the SEC, that schedule is an absolute killer. I mean, they lost to the University of Texas, who was really good. I'm sure that that loss to Auburn on the road is haunting those guys. But when you're on the road and you lose to South Carolina, and on the road and you lose to Auburn, then there's some really good wins on that schedule too.
All right, Jeff, I know you're serious. You're getting your team ready and all that, but you got to be looking forward to, and I would imagine your team is looking forward to going to Kyle Field, 100,000 people, nighttime game. They'll probably be a little liquored up a little, and it's going to be exciting. Just that atmosphere. I would imagine you guys are looking forward to that.
I've never really given two hoots about all that stuff, to be honest with you. I'm a football purist, and I know that's really boring for you guys. I love my team. I'd play somebody in a parking lot with just my guys because I just love my guys. And I know how hard they've worked. I know the odds are slim, and I know we're a huge underdog. And I know all that stuff is cool. I don't want to ruin that because I know my family's excited about it. Everybody's excited. I don't want to be that grumpy old coach. But I really could care less about any of that. I want to make sure my team goes in there, they're prepared, they execute, and we represent the university in the finest fashion.
Absolutely. And speaking of representing the university, knucklehead question, we're going to have Lisa Campos on tomorrow afternoon. But you guys are unveiling a new look, and I've seen a lot more just San Antonio. How much of a brand change are we seeing over there with your football team?
Well, since the day I've gotten here, you can go back and look at that very first press conference where I'm sure all y'all were going, what in the heck have we got with this dude? I said, from a tweet to a ticket to a suite to a donation, we are dying to be the football team of San Antonio. And we don't have NFL football. We respect UIW very much. We respect Trinity very much. But we really want to be the football team of San Antonio. And we're trying hard to get that done. We're now the 3rd largest university in the state. And we have an obligation as a football team to help represent this university. As President Amy says, be the front porch of the university.
Well, that's good to hear. I like hearing that, Coach. I'm going to ask you another knucklehead question. Saw the new field there at the Alamo Dome. Is that a new field, or did we just paint an Ancira logo on there?
No, it's new.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Really nice. Feels great for our kids. Very excited, grateful to the Alamo Dome for, getting that done for us. And Hellas did a great job as always, and very grateful for April and Jason, that investment they've made into our program. And, that logo on that field wasn't cheap. And they've been nothing but helpful since the day we've been here, and really, really grateful for her and Jason.
Well, and I tell you, and he's referring to Jason Thompson, April's husband there. Jeff, and I know it's a violation to look ahead to next week when we'll get to see that field in person. But the fact that UTSA Athletics announced on Twitter earlier today the upper deck of the Alamo Dome open for that Texas State game. I know you're focused on A&M, but that's got to make you feel good to see that.
Yeah, I'm really excited how much our marketing team has worked, our ticket sellers, everybody's really worked hard. We've tried our best to improve there, and I'm excited. I know that's going to be something special, but we got our hands full Saturday with Mike Elko and the fighting Texas Aggies at Kyle Field.
Jeff, I got to ask you this question. It always comes back to this, it seems, just because of the state of college football these days. But the NIL world that you have to live in now, are things going better? Are you getting what you need?
Well, it would just be foolish for me to put, the number out there. We're striving to get where certain people are in our conference. And the number we picked out, we're trying to get to. But we're not at the top, but we're not at the bottom, and we're not where we want to be yet. We're still aspiring to get there. So it's a daily deal that, we got a lot of people trying. And I know that's been different because in the past it's just been kind of me and 2-0 Inspired with Martin and April and, 2-0 City fans with Bob and Peggy. So it's nice for everybody to be on the same team. And, our university is committed to being in this league and winning championships. And at some point, we'll get to that top level. We're not there yet, but we are striving to get there. And I got a lot of people working hard to help us.
Well, get those tickets, be at that home opener after they go up to College Station this week. Well, serious football question. You look at A&M coming in, the amount of points that they did score last year, going into a first game and some of the football that we saw Saturday, and I don't know how much you got to watch, whether it was the UIW game or even that Iowa State, Kansas State game, but it seemed like offenses weren't on track with the games that we saw Saturday. So are you more worried about maybe the defense this week or the offense? How does that work from a head coach's standpoint?
Well, again, it's to my previous point. You wish you had a couple of scrimmages so you could go out there and clean some of that stuff up. But it is what it is. I'm worried about all of it. I have a lot of respect for Mike and how he coaches defense. And he's got a really good team. And where you thought they were going to have to, rebuild, they did a really good job in that transfer portal. And then offensively, whenever your quarterback's returning like theirs is, and Moss is a heck of a tailback. And, Terry Bussey, I was his first offer. He's the wide receiver out of Timpson, the 5-star. They went and got two good receivers out of Mississippi State and NC State. So I'm worried about all of it because we're replacing 11 starters on defense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just don't have to feel what I look like. Our offense is going to have to help us in order for us to have a chance.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to say this because I can. I've seen some upsets at Kyle Field, one not too long ago. And so there is hope, my friend. UTSA go up there and shock the world.
Well, if that were to happen, I would y'all might catch me in the Riverwalk doing a couple of backstrokes. Who knows?
Just let us know if you're going to do that. I want to get that on camera.
I thought, it'd be a shock to everybody but the guys in my locker room. I was ready for the coach speak answer.
No, that was Coach Speak.
He's just telling the truth.
Well, Coach, I know next Monday's a holiday, not for you, but for us. So next week we'll talk about this one and look forward to that Texas State game probably on Tuesday. We'll get that rescheduled.
Appreciate both of you, man. You're always very prepared and fun to talk to, and appreciate all of y'all. God bless and birds up.
God bless, birds up. Jeff Traylor on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. And after they do go up there, and I don't know if it'd be a shock. A&M's used to losing games like this.
Well, that's true.
I think we're all jumping in the river with them, although I'd rather not do the
I'll
river
watch
walk.
You guys.
I've been into that one. Can we go to San Marcos and jump in their river?
Sewell Park,
birds
baby.
Up to them as they get ready for the game coming up.
It's interesting that Coach Traylor, he just wants to be competitive. And I think he mentioned that, and he just wants to be competitive. And I think they will be. And I think a lot of it's the style that A&M plays. He mentioned that, too, that they want to control the ball and the clock and all of that. But I think this team will be competitive. Some of the moves they've made this offseason have been fantastic.
Although, and again, first years, and it's always kind of, the unknown, and, you deal with injuries. I know A&M was expecting to have a big year out of Jerome Miles, that 5-star freshman wide receiver. Injury, out for the season, according to sources.
Wow. That's not good. Not good at all for them. It happens.
And again, Aggies, Roadrunners, We're the Aggie affiliate, so it's Andrew Monaco. But we know Andrew has spent a lot of time in San Antonio. And look, you're going to be able to hear the UTSA game no matter where you are in the San Antonio area.
Makes no
on
difference.
A Saturday night. You're in San Marcos, no worries. You're up Bulverde, out past Bernie, doesn't matter. Aggies Roadrunners right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. We'll talk more about that. We got Cowboys coming up as well. And an interesting rumor about your San Antonio Spurs we'll get into when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, and fun talking with Coach Traylor and the college football that is getting underway. We did have a handful of games this past Saturday. Thursday night, we've got games. The NFL preseason is over. The regular season is here. Get signed up at Underdog and play the Pick'em game because it is so much fun to play. You can play in Texas, the best place to make your picks, and it's easy. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on stats, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, rushing yards. Get all your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can play for as little as $1. Use promo code STAR when you get signed up after downloading the Underdog app. And when you use promo code STAR, you're going to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Again, promo code STAR. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars making picks on Underdog. You'll be next? Well, if you download Underdog and use promo code STAR, you will. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Does RexMD really work?
Over 85% of guys said not only does it work, they saw results the very first night. And you can get your first month free at freerexmd.com with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit freerexmd.com to get your first month free. That's FREEREXMD.com.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira-joyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy one pair of shoes, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
You know, just when you think you've seen it all, you see something like this. The Cincinnati Bengals and defensive end Trey Hendrickson have agreed on a one-year raise for the defensive end, $14 million. That means he's going to make $30 million this season and become a restricted free agent after the season. All is quiet still with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons. In fact, Parsons was not seen in the open portion of Cowboys practice today.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it's Monday, but the good news for you, if you're just getting off work, congratulations. 5 o'clock, Monday's off for all intents and purposes over for you. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. You can look forward to Tuesday. For Jason and I, we still got an hour or so to go before our Monday's over. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am Joe Reinagel, and he is Jason Minix. And it's a homecoming Monday for us, Jason. But I'm feeling pretty good.
You're feeling pretty good?
Not bad.
You finally got your second wind?
I'm going to sleep well tonight, I will tell you that.
Yeah. Sure.
Guarantee you.
I saw this, and I knew there was some issues going on. Of course, at the start of football season, there's some network having some sort of dispute with some carrier, and now it's Fox and YouTube. According to Awful Announcing in a tweet just a couple minutes ago, per YouTube, the deadline to reach an agreement is this Wednesday at 5 Eastern. If no agreement is reached, Fox-owned networks will go dark on YouTube TV should the two sides fail to reach a deal by then.
Talking about Texas, Ohio State.
Yes.
Yes, might be dark.
In jeopardy.
Wow.
Yep. And then, of course, the following week, you got the NFL.
Well, but, dude, YouTube right now, if they're squabbling, Fox has got to bend over for this. There's no way they can go dark.
I remember last year, it was ESPN that was having its issues with DirecTV, which finally made me cut the damn cord, right? It's like at some point, but all these contracts seemingly are set up to expire when both sides are going to be desperate, right?
Well, sure.
I mean, you know, if this happened in June, no big deal. But football?
That's why they wait.
Football?
Yeah.
Right? Fox in Texas? You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And I didn't realize it was that because I knew there was some stuff, but like what I was reading last week seemed like it was going to get worked out. They weren't that far apart. Now it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And so YouTube's like, yeah, here's the deadline or screw you, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't even have YouTube, and this kind of stuff pisses me off.
Well, that's why you're fortunate, so you won't have to worry about it. Nor will I, even though I do have YouTube.
Yeah.
I won't have to worry about it.
Well, I mean.
Look, I
bragger.
If you have YouTube, then you tell them, either do it or I'm out. And get somebody else. You got all week before that Texas game on Saturday.
And there's so many options outside of our magic box. But when you look at, I forget which one that RJ Ochoa swears is the best. All of them have something that they're missing. And now you look at all the different ways, all the different services you have to purchase just to be able to get everything because, football's on like 48 of them now. Your NBA coverage, between Prime and Peacock and everything else, it's almost like, remember the good old bundling days?
Yes.
How ESPN is doing now, their direct-to-consumer bundle.
Well, I mean, and that may come back. I'm hearing that. It's like, a lot of these bundles could – but this is ridiculous, and you're going to see this. But as it gets closer, Fox has got to start – I mean, they got to pucker a little, I would think, the closer you get to Saturday because that game's huge.
It's certainly the biggest game of opening weekend, might be the biggest game of the season, at least 1-2, 1-3, depending on which poll you're looking at. But according to Austin Karp of the Sports Business Journal, Fox and YouTube are at a major, some sort of carriage impasse, could threaten a blackout of the Fox-owned networks should a agreement fail to be reached. Not only do you lose Fox-owned broadcast networks, so I guess here in San Antonio, it's Sinclair, so they wouldn't be included, right? Am I reading that right?
I'd hope not.
Fox-owned broadcast networks. So Sinclair owns the local Fox affiliate.
Right, but it's still an affiliate. It wouldn't do YouTube. Well, if you have YouTube, it's going to be blacked out. It doesn't matter.
Even though Sinclair owns the local Fox?
I don't think that matters.
Because it does say FS1, FS2, and the Big Ten Network would also likely go dark on YouTube just as football season is about to kick off.
I don't think it matters. If YouTube is your subscriber, they're going to black out Fox regardless. Because it wouldn't do them any good. I mean,
it's kind of like the owned and operated, like when.
Well, sure, if those are very small these days.
But if Tegna was out, it would still be available here, right?
No.
All right. I was looking for the silver lining.
No, there is not one. So if you have YouTube, you're worried about it, you can go to the Roo Pub. They'll have it on there.
Absolutely, they will.
You can do that and watch it, but change carriers. I don't know how many people have YouTube. Although I hear it's a big. It's growing.
Well,
I've got it and I like it actually.
And they keep raising their prices.
Well, they did last year.
And they did the year before that. And the year before that.
I don't think I've got a price raise this year.
You just didn't pay attention to the email.
Well, maybe not. It's the way it goes. I kept that because, and I should just buy enough boxes to take care of everything. But
well, we did.
I haven't done that yet. But I like YouTube because I can watch it on my phone in any city that I'm in.
That's the drawback that I deal with.
Yeah.
Of not.
So it just depends on what you want to do.
And again, I don't have YouTube TV. This stuff pisses me off every time. The TV people and the network people get in their pissing match. It's the fans that lose, and it forces us to change, even if you're happy, but something makes you unhappy. And ultimately, I know they'll reach an agreement, and my bill's going to go up to help pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? But you take it off right before football, the hell with that.
Well, that's because that's their biggest leverage. If you're YouTube, how do you put the screws to Fox? You want them to pay you? They won't? Well, you got a big football game coming up this Saturday. So we'll just Friday night knock you out.
Well, and again, if I'm a fan, YouTube has no leverage, right? I can switch to another carrier just like that.
Well, you can.
Now,
sure.
I don't know what the cancellation process is with YouTube, but I can sign up for something with the random email address and get a free trial.
Yes, you can. You could do that. There are ways to get around it for sure, but, this is going to happen. And it's not just YouTube. You mentioned DirecTV. We've gone through, I remember back in the TV days, we'd go through it with name a provider.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing, that they want their cash.
Yeah, Britton Stacy says, when does this TV crap end? I went to YouTube for the NFL Network last year. I think he was talking about Red Zone, which is how that's all I bought from YouTube was the package. Now you have to buy a premium on top of that streaming service you already have to buy to avoid commercials. Way more complicated than I ever did. But I just bought the Sunday ticket by itself, which I remembered early enough to cancel that because I don't need it now with the Magic Box.
No, you don't need it at all. We got the Sunday ticket. That life is good. That thing is brilliant.
I want to say, because Coyote mentions Fubo TV, I think that's what RJ has and likes.
Fubo?
I think that's the one.
Well,
he swears by it.
Well, eventually Fubo will be in one of these battles. I promise you, because they all will. And so that's the way that it goes. And what are you going to do?
It just sucks. Every time I see those, these disputes just piss me off.
Yeah.
As soon as I see it, I get angry. I hate it. And this doesn't affect me at all.
I know, but you're pissed anyway.
Well, because I know it affects somebody.
Well, do you really care about that somebody?
I care about you.
It's not going to affect me.
I care about my buddy John.
Well, John,
I care about.
I'm surprised John hasn't jumped on the bandwagon of the Magic Box.
There are people that just are skeptical, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, skeptical. Dude, the thing is magic. Absolutely magic.
That's why we call it the Magic Box.
You know what's great about Mondays is that around these parts we call it Mellow Monday, as in Mellow Mushroom Monday. And we have a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom that we are going to give away right now. And I guess since Micah Parsons is the last hold-in of the big names out there, since Hendrickson is taken care of and Terry McLaurin is taken care of, we just got to go caller number 11.
Caller 11, $50 Mellow Mushroom, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Let me tell you about my Kinetico quality water softener. Speaking of something I love in my house, I love my Kinetico quality water softener. It is absolutely fantastic, better than anything I've ever had, and I was skeptical about it. I really was. I didn't think anything could be better than, water softener is a water softener. That's not the case with Kinetico. It is absolutely the best in the business. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. They're all made in America, and I'll tell you this all the time. The best thing about it is you don't plug it in. So first of all, it's not going to add to your electric bill, but most importantly, it still provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if your electricity goes out, you're still going to have that soft water that you want. And they still have this limited time offer. I tell you what, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. You buy a Kinetico quality water softener, they're going to give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they'll install right there in your kitchen sink. It's like having bottled water at your kitchen sink. You won't have to buy bottled water anymore. You've got it right there at your kitchen sink. Also going to give you $400 trade-in on your old water softener. And how about some free money? Always like free money. 0% interest for 12 months. You heard me right. 0% interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. You want to call Kinetico of San Antonio and the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry. Course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers, and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Jen, you ready for a girls' night in?
Absolutely. A little wine, a little JTV.
Yes, I love jewelry television.
I'm obsessed with their Italian gold designs.
Me too. And their colored gemstone jewelry. So many different gemstones. Absolutely gorgeous. I shop on TV and online.
Right now, new customers receive 25% off their first purchase of $50 or more when they visit jtv.com/radio.
More wine?
Yes, and more JTV.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Today on the Morning Huddle, college football season is upon us. Rob and I are going to take a deep dive into the college football season ahead.
I know who's winning, and they're coming from the SEC. In other news, of course, it's cut down day. We're following Dallas Cowboy cuts all day long. Make sure you get here early. There will be a lot to talk about. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Listen to
Whoa, Dak Prescott met with the media today.
Mm-hmm.
As did Trayvon Diggs, who, by the way, has been cleared to play. Tyler Guyton on the practice field today for your Dallas Cowboys. Not sure what kind of shape he's in and if he's going to be ready to play for week 1. But we're getting close.
We are getting close. I mean, next Thursday. Now, Guyton said today that he wants to play. It's up to the medical staff. Diggs is trying to play. He said, according to John Machota, quote, physically, I don't have any limitations. It's really just ramping up the conditioning part, getting back to football speed, getting back to in-game speed. He is not ruling out playing in week 1. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's surprising. And granted, I'd be surprised if he was there week 1. The fact that he's not starting on the PUP list is encouraging. So when he said way back yonder, September, he wasn't lying. And even though nobody, when we were in Oxnard, would say yeah. And some of it might be the relationship he has with Brett Brown. And I say that. He didn't train in rehab in Dallas with the Cowboys staff. He went and found his own people that he was working with. But I thought it was interesting, a quote from Todd Archer on the Cowboys medical staff, because, you know, were we dealing with a situation that Spurs fans remember when a player didn't like the medical staff. Todd Archer tweets out, Diggs talking about the medical team, quote, I have no issues with the training staff. Me and Brett Brown are cool. That's my guy. We go back and forth. We have our differences, but he just wants the best for me. He wants me to be out there, and that's also my goal as well.
Well, and the Cowboys need him out there. So if he's out there, it was worth the $500,000, I guess, for him if he's going to be out to play. Jerry wanted to see him there a little bit more. I find it, I just find it interesting because the Cowboys, as we're ramping up, getting started, appear to be getting healthier. Now, Phil Maffa is going to start the season on the PUP list. The running back, so he's a little bit dinged up, but they don't want to just release him or waive him or put him on the practice squad. So they're going to start him on the PUP list. That was one of the things that came out today. And then, of course, Dak Prescott talking about he's excited.
Well, you know, it's interesting because Dak doesn't play in the preseason. You know, all these other quarterbacks, some with rings, they play in the preseason. Dak doesn't. It's not really Dak's call. I don't even know if it's Schottenheimer's call, to be honest. Because Dak always says he wants to play. He's not opposed to playing. But, you know, Schottenheimer and all his years of head coaching experience, his wisdom is different than, say, Andy Reid.
Well, McCarthy didn't play Dak either.
No, but again, I completely disagree with this philosophy that you don't play in the preseason when you're a star player. And I don't blame Dak for that. That's not his call. But at the same time, when you got a new coach and a new play caller, you got to get some live game reps. I disagree with Jeff Traylor, who said they don't tackle in practice in the offseason. They just thud. So you're going to roll out against College Station and you haven't tackled to the ground yet.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, Jeff Traylor's going to say, you know, high school, you get 2 scrimmages. NFL, you get 3 preseason games, and we just go against ourselves. But you don't tackle to the ground, you just thud. And then if they have a piss-poor tackling game, what's the reason for that? Because you haven't practiced.
You haven't practiced. Look, I understand.
For fear of injury.
I get that. Well, I get that too, but it is tackle football. It's not touch. It's not thud. It's tackle football.
But we're talking about practice, man.
Well, I just think a human body needs to experience that. If you're a football player, you need to experience that. Can you get hurt? Yes, you can. But
and it sucks.
It's a physical game. And if you're not physical in practice, how can you be physical during the game?
I mean, and I think the Cowboys are a prime example of that. The first 2 preseason games, they didn't tackle for anything. They sucked at tackling. Saturday against Atlanta or Friday against Atlanta, they were a better tackling team. Why? Because they had 2 games where, you know, they just looked better at it. They were there. As far as the offense goes, because we don't know anything, Dak Prescott said, we will have an exciting offense. We kept it vanilla for a reason. Excited about getting out there and putting it on display next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you've been playing with a 7-iron. Now you get
the whole bag.
You get everything in your bag.
Whole bag, man. Well, I'd like to see what Schottenheimer's got. What's he? He's an offensive coordinator, been one for a long time. What kind of tricks does he have up his sleeve? Obviously, we'll see that a week from Thursday in Philadelphia. Dak also said he expects Micah Parsons to be on the field week 1. And he says he doesn't think he's been a distraction for the team.
Which coach speak, player speak cliche. He says he's confident. He said, quote, "I told y'all way back when, I'm just going off of my experience, no different than mine. I've got confidence in that, just hoping, which I know he is, he's going to be ready to play."
Look, I will give Dak Prescott kudos and respect for the way he handled his contract situation. Never held out. He played, tagged twice. He played, and then he was willing to go into the final year of that thing and play, and then see what happened after, either free agency or work a deal. I wish more players would do that. And I will always have a lot of respect for Dak Prescott for the way he handled that, and I wish more players would do it.
I'm more leaning towards what Trayvon Diggs said about Micah Parsons. Because Dak can say, yeah, I'm confident he's going to be out there. I don't know how close Dak and Micah are. We all know, I think, how close Diggs and Micah are. He said, quote, "I just hope we get everything worked out, everything situated. All the guys miss him. Everybody wants him out there. I just hope that everything gets handled so we can go out there and win." Diggs said Parsons has been working out on his own throughout training camp. He was not at the portion of the open practice today, but was there. And everybody talks about, I know he's working. He wants to be out there. But Diggs wasn't as confident that he's going to be out there on Thursday.
Well, to Dak's defense, and I can't believe this is twice now in a row I'm defending that guy, he knows Micah wants to play.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that. So it's just how hard-headed is Micah Parsons going to be? How hard-headed is Jerry Jones going to be? And who's going to blink first? And that's the thing. At least Jerry, for now, and it is only August 25th.
Yeah,
remind you again, CD Lamb on the 29th of August was signed, and Dak, it was 2 hours before the first game. However, Dak was in practice. CD, it cost him early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
He did not. He was not ready to play the first several ball games. So
I mean, the fact that we're 10 days away, it was Bosa that signed with 4 days before their first game?
Yeah, something like that.
And I forget who we were talking to that said Micah's got to beat one person. Kind of comparing CD Lamb coming in, running routes, doing everything, same page, slow start. Micah can line up there, and quite frankly, I think there needs to be a good ramp-up period. I would be a little concerned about soft tissue injuries, hamstrings, that sort of thing, to just roll them out that quickly. Now, I say that. To me, it also would be in the building, they know how much he's been working out. It's funny because this back injury, he's still working out and doing everything according to everybody, right?
Well, that's why Jerry's calling BS on that.
Well, I'm just saying, though, if he hadn't been working out, but is he at game speed? So is he initially just going to be out there on third downs or obvious passing situations when he could rush the quarter, then go to the sideline and get a breather? There are some ways they can mask this for Micah Parsons to have him ready if he gets signed in the next 10 days. If not, the question is, at what point does he say, all right, I've just got to go to work because I am under contract?
And then I don't want to jeopardize $24 million. I mean, $24 million is $24 million. And look, he can fake that injury all he wants to. But Brian Schottenheimer's own words when he saw an MRI of Micah's back said it was pretty clean.
Yep.
So you can only fake that for so long until the Cowboys have some things that they can do that Micah certainly will not like.
I just can't imagine him missing actual games.
I can't either, honestly.
And to be the teammate and the leader, Diggs said, quote, "I know he wants to be out there. He's working. He wants to be out there, get out there bad. I know what type of person he is, what type of hard worker he is." Will he actually miss a game?
I find it hard to believe. I will be shocked if he's not on the field, whether he's signed or not, come September the 4th against the Philadelphia Eagles. It would shock me, honestly. I can't see him doing that unless they're really going to take a hard stance on this thing and try to push it as far as they can. Look, I think Mike is going to get paid. I just think Jerry's going to go to the wall on this one and say, "You're under contract. Get out there."
Yep.
I have that. This just seems different to me. Now, that could change tonight, but it just seems a little different. I think Jerry's pissed off. Mike is pissed off, and it just seems a lot different. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. It is cut down day. Tomorrow is cut down day in the NFL, but a lot of cuts have already been made. Some surprising, some not. Again, we talked about the Dallas Cowboys and Phil Maffa, who is going to start the season on the PUP list, and Joe Mixon. Man, that ankle continues to surprise me. We're talking NFL football when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And speaking of injuries, if you're dealing with any kind of injury, you know when they happen, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Jeff.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then, you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Now is the best time to buy a Kinetico water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Kinetico at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Oh, my goodness. That's Metallica. Is it? I knew it, yeah. Sandman? Or is it Return of the Sandman? What is it? Or is it Sandman in My Dreams?
Nobody wants to hear about the men in your dreams, Joe, right?
Well, you know. It happens. This is the Blitz, though. I do know that for sure. 90. It is. What's these the peanut M&Ms we're eating? Which are delicious, by the way. It might be the best candy out there, without a doubt. Peanut M&Ms, number one.
For those asking about the Magic Box on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
you need to subscribe and watch on the YouTube channel there. Send us a direct message. We'll give you all the details. Or come out to the Roof Hub and we'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, we could do that.
We'll be at the Roof Hub on Thursday because there's all kinds of college football being played Thursday, kicking you up for the weekend. You know, reminding you the best place to watch the Longhorns on Saturday morning or the Aggies Roadrunner game Saturday night is the Roof Hub there at 281 and Redmond Road.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And those games will be on regardless of what happens with YouTube. So if you just want to play it safe, head down to the Roo. Great place to watch football or anything, any sports for that matter. Good stuff. A lot of cuts today. Obviously, 3 o'clock Central Time is the deadline tomorrow in the NFL for the rest of the cuts. And a lot of teams have made a lot of cuts already, though. Although when you're talking about getting down to the final roster number, still a long way to go for a lot of teams.
Well, in some of the cases, is it what you see tomorrow doesn't necessarily mean that's the final roster.
True.
The Joe Mixon story out of Houston is a little baffling because there really hasn't been any updates. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on with that foot, how bad it is. As secretive as they are all being, and he's on the non-football injury part, so he's at least got to miss the first 4 games, but is Spursian they're being with the details here, you almost wonder if there's something a little bit more severe.
It has to be because, I mean, you start getting concerned when this guy's not practicing the entire training camp. And this injury was, listed as what, a sprained ankle?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it. And sprained ankles don't last that long. So there's got to be something else to it. The question for Joe Mixon and the Texans, is it going to come to a point, is it that severe, that bad, where surgery is going to be required? Because obviously this thing's not healing as fast as everybody thought it normally would.
Well, and again, it is bizarre. Now, outside of that, I look at the cuts today and the moves today, some of the injuries, like starting on PUP. I thought Diggs might start on PUP. The fact that he's not is a good sign. Mixon, I didn't think, I mean, everything that you've heard, he'll be ready. No update. Pup list. Oh, crap, what's going on? Lions are going to release Dan Skipper. And you wonder how long Dan Skipper is going to be available. You almost wonder, does he end up in the state of Texas? Because both Dallas and Houston could use another veteran offensive lineman from a depth perception.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dan Skipper will be out long. Kyle Trask gets released, a bunch of quarterbacks that really aren't all that surprising. And then you also wonder, do the Cowboys pick somebody up as another developmental option?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I saw a report earlier today about Quinn Ewers, and it doesn't look like he's going to win the backup quarterback job. It's going to go to Zach Wilson. So does Quinn go to the practice squad? And if so, can somebody steal him from there? The Dallas Cowboys, would they want another developmental quarterback? But then they'd have to put him on the practice squad. So I'm not sure how that all is going to work, because Joe Milton clearly is the number 2 quarterback there.
Clearly, huh?
Clearly.
What
else do they have?
Will Grier.
Yeah, okay. I've been waiting for Will Grier to do something for a long time, and he hasn't.
Just your typical backup quarterback. Now, a friend of the show, Ben DiNucci, he gets released by Atlanta, has a great post about his airport beer. Then he has a video today, old Ben DiNucci. He's walking into his house wearing a Cowboy helmet and a Falcons jersey, and he picks up a box, opens up the box, and it's a CBS sport coat. Ben DiNucci gets a gig calling college football for CBS.
Yeah, and he mentioned the game. It's Air Force, whoever Air Force is playing. Yeah, so that's the game he's going to do. So good for Ben that he got a job doing a little TV. I would assume that's their sports network, right?
Yeah, it's got
CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, CBS Sports Network does a lot with the academies. So, obviously Army-Navy, the Army-Navy game is always on at CBS, but a lot of the academy games end up on CBS Sports Network.
Going to be interesting to see, and I think Ben will do good at that. I mean, I really do. He's a good talker, and he knows the game. It's just a lot of us know the game. We just weren't talented enough to play it.
Dude, the fact that he's been cut from 7 NFL camps, not to mention he didn't get cut in all the spring leagues. He actually played there. And it just goes to show, as often as we talk about some of these quarterbacks that just suck, right?
Yes.
There's less than 100 people on planet Earth that can actually make an NFL team. You think about all these college quarterbacks, and then you see, man, Hendon Hooker didn't work out in the NFL.
That's just baffling.
Right?
Wow.
It's like, all right, well, Lions say, fresh start's going to be good for him. But you never know. Tony Romo was a completely undrafted guy. Late-round picks that do well, middle-round picks that do well, high-draft picks that just suck. Right? It's so complicated. So even these guys that we were like, oh, they're awful. What the hell are they? Dude, they're better than most. They're better than most.
If they still have a job in the NFL, yes, they're better than most. Even though we look at them and they suck. Hendon Hooker, though, he was 25 coming out of college.
Yeah,
that guy's got to be getting up there. He's got to be 27 or so. But I think somebody will pick him up. The guy's too talented not to. Again, I think these quarterbacks that are drafted high are going to teams that suck. And it's just bad, and there's no patience anymore because you're paying them and drafting them and investing in them and all of that. There's just no patience. I mean, look at Anthony Richardson. All but done with the Indianapolis Colts.
But it doesn't mean that he's done.
No, it doesn't.
And again, all these guys just need game reps. Milton is in that category. To a degree, so is Will Grier, which is why I agree with you. I think it's going to be Milton as QB2, but I won't be surprised if Will Grier starts out at QB2, because it's a matter of do you feel like you can trust Joe Milton if something were to happen to Dak Prescott? Now, Milton said after the game the other day that, when asked, have you done enough to actually win the backup quarterback job?
I just try to get better day by day, man. Whenever my name is called, I'll be ready. That's all I know.
Yeah, see, he's got the quarterback speak down. But for me, probably for you too, there's a lot of relief, and that's the right word, of watching him play good football like he did on Friday night.
I wouldn't say relief, because if you say relief, then that's just basically being complacent. I'm not a complacent person, so just trying to build from this one.
I don't think he understood the question.
During this game, so just try to keep working at those things, and just the things I did well, just keep trying to get those after practice and during practice. So just keep chipping away.
What I'm curious about, though, Jason, what did he get himself, a D- one game, a C- the next? What did he grade himself this time?
Man, I just was happy that we came out there. We got a dub as a team. That was pretty much my main goal, my main focus. It wasn't about the letter grade tonight, but it was just all about just going out there and being all on one accord.
You're not going to give yourself a B- or a D, a B+?
Nah, I ain't going to give myself. Nah.
It's a lot better than a D.
It's good. Just happy we won, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll give myself an A+, but you boys are going to roast me if I do that, because did you see what I did out there? So you asked Brian Schottenheimer, what did you think of what Joe Milton did in the game Friday night?
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job. I think, got off to a good start. He was having fun. He used his legs. That's something that you guys probably saw in the scrimmage over the last couple of days back in Frisco. He was using his legs a little bit more. That was great to see. Beautiful throw to JB on the go ball. And, he looked a lot more comfortable and settled tonight.
Comfortable and settled. And that is true. What I saw of it with Joe Milton out there, he did look that, and he had some accuracy. Didn't throw a lot of passes, though. He only threw 18 passes out there in that ball game. So that's probably the key. Look, if something happens to Dak, and it is Joe Milton, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, all of you guys, prepare for a load.
And that's the other part. None of these guys are great insurance policies. None of them. And the Cowboys, I don't see them going and picking up somebody else because, hell, they didn't want to pay Cooper Rush. I like the idea that they've got a developmental quarterback in the building. And, I've said it a week ago, you watch the Bills, do they go Trubisky or they go White? Well, they released White today, so they're going Trubisky. Do you bring in a guy like that? But I just don't see Jerry spending the money. Quinn Ewers, what has he done this preseason that makes you say, man,
nothing.
Wait, what about a Hendon Hooker?
There you go.
If you're going to bring in somebody like that, but put him on the practice squad, see what it's going to take. I just don't see him spending a lot of money. But like a Quinn Ewers or a Hendon Hooker, kind of like with the Joe Milton, go back to your evaluations of them coming out of college, and are you still confident in them? Joe Milton was very high on the Cowboys list, even in that draft, probably a seventh-round kind of guy, and they didn't get him. That's why they were willing to trade for him, if you believe everything that Jerry says.
No, and why wouldn't you? I mean, why would you?
Because you've heard him talk.
Well, you don't want to go out and get a guy that you weren't high on. So I tend to believe Jerry in that respect, and they went out and got him. And Jerry's the happiest guy in the organization, the fact that they got Joe Milton. He said that many, many times. So he's high on Joe Milton. And look, Milton's got all the tools. There's no question about it. I just think because he hasn't played a lot of ball, it's between the ears and getting those things down in that respect. And I think if he does that, learns from Dak Prescott, maybe he will be something in a year or two or three. So we'll see what happens.
And outside of that, there's some names like a Philip Dorsett that you see on the list and you go, interesting. And then, man, Amari Cooper must have just hated retirement. That week with nothing to do, he signs a 1-year deal with the Raiders.
Back with the Raiders.
It's where it all started for him.
It is.
That's a weird signing, though. I don't know what the Raiders are doing.
Well, they obviously needed some depth at wide receiver. And Amari Cooper, I mean, he's past his prime as far as I'm concerned, but he's a veteran guy that can still probably get open and a hell of a route runner. I mean, he always was. So, I don't know. Back there, They're not paying him anything. Add a little depth to what they've already got.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We're 10 days away.
That's crazy.
10 days away.
Crazy.
From the NFL season opener. College football got off to a little, I was at the pool in Circus, so let's say we dipped our toe into the football pool on Saturday. A couple of really good games, and then you had the Incarnate Word game. This week, games in full. Starting Thursday night, which is why the Blitz is going to be at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road on Thursday. Join us out there 2 to 6, and then stick around and watch the games. Then Saturday, you got the game of the year to kick things off on Fox. Texas, Ohio State. Sark loves the idea of this matchup to kick off the season.
Think about 1 versus 2 in at least one of the two major polls. For the first game of the season is great for college football, in my opinion. As much as, I'm going to talk about the rankings don't matter, which I believe that. But I do think for college football, the fanfare, the excitement around this game, I think is great for our sport. And the fact that we have 3 top 10 matchups this weekend, I think is great for college football in general.
Yeah, he's right. As I think we've been pointing to this game for, I don't know, since it came out on the schedule. And I can't wait to see it. And it's going to be good. But the star of the show, in my mind, is Arch Manning. How is he going to play? How does he handle things there at Ohio State? I know he started before for Texas, but not in an atmosphere like this and not in a game of this magnitude.
It's go be him. That's really our messaging to all of our players, though. You don't have to do anything you've never done before. You don't have to, we're not asking any superhuman efforts of you to do anything that is extraordinary. Just go be you. What you've done is good enough to get us to this point, and to get him to this point in this juncture of his career.
Just be you, Arch. Be you.
Be you.
Be you.
Be you.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting game. And then I'm looking forward to the UTSA game. And I got to ask you, Minix. We talked to Jeff Traylor earlier in the show, and he says he doesn't get excited about the atmosphere. And you believe that?
No.
I don't either. And I know he's playing it close to the vest. Love Jeff Traylor. But you walking into Kyle Field with 100,000 people screaming, that's got to be exciting. I don't care who you are.
From his perspective, though, he's been there, done that.
Well, sure.
And whether he's at UTSA or when he was coaching at Texas or at Arkansas, he's been in big games. He's played in state games. The old school coach, I'll go play you in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And all that's true. But when you're walking out there and you see all those fans, especially for the first game, now you're nervous because you don't know what your team's going to be like, right? But there is the excitement level. I think he just downplays it because if he's acting all giddy and nervous about the crowd, what does that do for his players that are actually pooping their pants because the crowd is so big? So if he's calm and cool and not showing the big goosebumps and going, man, look at that, look at all these people, and I mean, he's got to do that publicly because he sets the tone for the entire team.
He does. So we'll see what happens. But look, he doesn't know what he's got, but neither does Texas A&M. Or Mike Elko. They don't know either. So
Nope.
it's going to be interesting. That is for sure. Hey, be sure and tune in early tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock for the Morning Huddle. AJ and Rob will get you started and keep you up to date on any cuts in the NFL because, well, it is cut down day. Jason and I will be back here at 2 o'clock. Lisa Campos, UTSA Athletic Director, joins us in. Have a great night.
94.1 San Antonio Sports